Man. All right, all right. I don't know about you, but man, that music is very chill. Very chill. All right, all right. That's all right. So tonight, yes, keeping up with the Thorps. The Thorps are back. They've been they streamed today. They're back at their job. That's good because if they're not streaming, they don't make any money. And they're full-time streamers. They depend on it. I want to say I previewed it. Ben and Grace present themselves as normal and stable now. You believe that? That's one thing we're going to get into. I'm pretty sure. I know they're going to dig into that a little bit. I think what I got from that stream was Ben and Grace think the reason why Ruby and other people don't really collab with them or work with them is because they're more stable now than ever and more normal now than ever. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. You also see in the title, Ruby got fired. Now, I like Ruby. This is not a dab on Ruby. All right. Don't get it twisted. But she shared a story, as she does, about how there was a little problem at the methadone clinic. And she potentially was fired from that clinic. Now, I don't know how you get fired from a methadone clinic. Well, I have an idea. Right? You know? But I think this is the second time this has happened. But tells her story. We're going to hear it. I like Ruby. Hold on. When I say I like Ruby, it doesn't mean I'm crushing on her, okay? All right? Don't get it twisted. Look, in this, I want to let you guys know, I don't really have friends here in this sector. I have, acquaintances and associates and like that, okay? Friendly terms, you know? She's banned from the first one because she's tried to start a riot at it. Well, that's a good way to get fired. That's a good way to get fired from your methadone clinic. I do have the iDubbbz video up. I was like, maybe I'll get into that. But my channel, these streams are really about the Thorps, and that takes the bulk of it. Now, I don't know if I want to listen to a cuck explain things. All right, so we're going to start off with the Ruby part. I told my wife I was going to get a haircut today. I did not. I need to get a haircut. It's getting ridiculous. And in some ways, I do kind of like it. It looks kind of rough-ish. It makes me feel like I'm on my last nerve at work, which is great. All right. Was a condom riot? What? What are you talking? Apparently, at the second one, she threw a bunch of condoms at someone. What? I thought she was celibate. I thought she said she's celibate. All right, it doesn't really matter. All right, I'm gonna put this on the screen here. Ooh. Turn on live chat. All right, let's go and get started. I'm at the part where he tells the story.
At the clinic, I have tons of extra methadone bottles. This is known to be true about me, is that I have tons of extra methadone bottles because I was going down my dose
So she has a ton of methadone bottles, and this is true because she was going down her dose. Okay. Oh man, is it? Do I have to refresh this or what?
Mismanaging my dose again, even though I've been taking exactly what they.
Oh, back up. Man, it really doesn't want to play from this part.
We'll get into it. It was pretty bad. I don't know what this means. I don't know what's wrong with me. And tried therapy, and that bitch fired me too. So,
Yeah, she was fired from her therapist. I see a common denominator here.
just us chat. It's just us chat. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. We're gonna get to the top of it. All right. Let's transition to the laptop.
Now she's transitioning. You just heard that. Ruby said she's transitioning. So Ruby is now a guy. I mean, you heard that, right?
All right. Woo. All right, chat. I'm sweating. Today was hard. Waking up in severe opiate withdrawal and then Ubering to the clinic. Let me just say it. Yeah, while I was at the clinic, I have tons of extra methadone bottles. This is known to be true about me.
Okay, yeah. You're going to have a ton of extra bottles, but I'd hope they're empty, right? Because you use what's prescribed.
I have tons of extra methadone bottles because I was going down my dose.
Yeah, I'm going to have to refresh it.
I get pussy.
Okay, that's Tommy Kingsley. He gets pussy. Okay, all right. Whatever.
Tons of extra methadone bottles. This is known to be true about me. I have tons of extra methadone bottles because I was going down my dose.
Dude, you saw this. This is like the third time I'm trying to play this part of the stream. You see what's happening here. I even refreshed it. What is this? This is like YouTube doesn't even believe what she's saying.
I don't know how methadone works, but basically they said I was mismanaging my dose again, even though I've been taking exactly what they say. All that happened is I had some methadone left over in my bag.
Hold on here. I'm going to pause here. If you were taking exactly what they were saying, how would you have extra methadone? Right? I mean, if I'm prescribed pills and I take the pills as prescribed by my doctor, I'm going to run out. Right? I'm going to run out around the time it's time for me to get a new batch of pills.
That's it. I'm taking exactly what they give me. I'm trying to go down. I'm not doing anything weird with my dose, but just having any. They threw the fucking book at me.
Well, yeah. Wait. Are you trying to go down on your own without like your doctor and stuff? So what that's going to end up looking like is you have extra stuff, and then it's going to look like, oh, you're saving this up to use more. Oh, we have concerns about this. You got to now. She should know better than me. Like you have to follow it. You have to follow that stuff, especially with like methadone, right? Now, I have no experience with that. I'm just assuming here. And that's why, that's part of the reason why they had a problem with her.
I was going in today to start getting weekly bottles. And I was so excited because, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of stress getting to the clinic and back and making it to work and just trying to make everything work. And I was just excited that I finally got like the bottles back, and it seemed like everything was on like the right track.
I'm sure there's more to the story, like her flipping out when they told her no, they're not going to give her any more because it looks like she's hoarding it. She's saving it for like a bigger dose here. How did she respond?
So it's a stupid mistake, and I didn't handle their response very well. That's when I freaked out. I'll tell you what happened. What happened? Yeah, so some real bitch ass fucking counselor came out, and the bitch ass fucking woman who dispenses it, who didn't even need to do all this, they made this huge fucking deal about it, made me wait to talk to the bitch ass counselor. In the moment he said that, like, yeah, you're not, he was just like, oh, and she was like, so the woman dispensing medicine was like, oh, so should I give her weekly? And he said, no. Oh, no, she's not getting weekly. She's coming back every day.
Coming back every day. They don't trust you with the weekly because they think you're messing up. Now you have to do it daily. What's wrong with that? Oh, that's right. That's a walk every day.
And just like the glee in which he said it, I couldn't believe it. And I threw my iced coffee at the ground. I just started.
You threw your coffee at the ground? Probably on the ground of someone standing there, right? You threw the iced coffee at someone because you didn't. Okay.
Screaming. Like, it was really bad. And then, like, I was rampaging out. I threw my fucking iced coffee and was just screaming. I don't even know what. I threw my iced coffee just on the ground. And then they have these buckets of condoms, and it was like the only thing around that I could pick up and throw. This is so stupid.
She was throwing condoms at the methadone clinic when she was denied weekly dose, and they said they were willing to work with you. Said you had to go in every day because they had concerns that maybe you're saving up a stash. If you're using it as prescribed, then you wouldn't have this problem of having extra. Like, does that make sense to you guys? I don't know if you guys have, if you take drugs now. I take drugs all the time, blood pressure drugs. Don't get excited. It's a blood pressure medication. I'm on a statin now, which apparently made me have Alzheimer's or dementia. So we're going to see that here. All right. And then, they, like, if I doctor, like, she put in a renewal, and even the pharmacy was like, oh no, it's too soon. I was like, yeah, but they just put that in case, like when it's time for me to, I want to run out and then I get more. And that's what's going on there. Of course, and we're talking about a methadone clinic, though. They're going to be much more strict about, the rules of that. Yeah, wasting coffee. Wow. Well, I'll say this: Grace Thorpe now has content. I predict this: tomorrow's stream is going to be Grace and Ben going over how Ruby is a drug addict that keeps on failing at these methadone clinics, which is funny. It's going to be funny because it's true, and yeah. Yeah, there you have it. There you have it, man. Yeah, that's what's happening there. I don't know if we get anything more of the story. I didn't see this. Is the first I've heard her say she threw condoms.
My life, it could not get dumber. So in my
throwing condoms at everyone,
impotent rage, I grabbed the bucket of condoms and I just threw it everywhere, and I kicked the chairs, and I ran the fuck out. I didn't get my dose. I didn't get any bottles because I knew I had some at my house.
Oh, so you still have a stash. Well, then you're not using them as prescribed, and, whatever. But not my problem, because I don't have, methadone problems and stuff like that. Look, man, you make the bed you live in, you lie in. So, hopefully you do better. That's what I can say about that. Hopefully you do better. Hopefully things turn around. Okay. Now I want to play this clip. This clip is about Grace and Ben. So they're finally back. They're back today. We're going to watch that stream. It's going to be a nice, chill, keeping up with the Thorps stream. Okay? But I think this is a good highlight to give us a little taste of what we're going to get. Because, I don't know if you noticed, they haven't been streaming for the past 2-3 days or whatever. And you could see here, with Ben wearing the white shirt, like he had court. He's still wearing his court shirt. So we're going to play this.
Giving a cigarette. If you don't go have that one, I'm going to go have one. But I want you to go first.
And if you're not giving your dad a cigarette, give him one.
If he won't let you have a cigarette, take
And if
his.
I'm going to say this to all these girls out there, if you're not giving your dad a cigarette break, give him one.
You can take that to mean whatever you want. Actually, that's more sexual than what I said. Kind of. Go! Get out of here! Go! Leave!
He's not gonna
Take the
smoke his
headphones
cigarette.
off.
You smoke it for him. Wrap your lips around that filter
And blow.
and suck it into your lungs.
Dad, I'm
They're
cutting
back
off your
at it.
mic. Go outside and have a cigarette.
Oh, Grace. Things got crazy. Is this going to be our last Dahmer arc? It's so crazy.
You are part of the Dahmer problem. But yes.
So this gives you an idea what they were doing when they weren't streaming, which is very gross. Very gross indeed.
It is. Great. I tuned
I
in
don't
just as
think-
Ben is talking about jerking off a hamster.
I don't think we are people who we should take seriously or anyone else should take seriously.
Clip it, Shabatoni.
Look at me right now if I stand up. You're going to take this man seriously? Someone's going to do a 6-hour documentary about, my moral state? Why? Plus, do you notice the...
The aroma?
I can
haven't
smell
yet.
it from here. It's nasty.
Sweating and
Stop. Get that off the screen. Sit down. Get out of the way.
I keep...
He showed his crotch for 5 minutes there. It felt like 5 minutes. This is only a 2-minute clip. What is noticeable is that, you know what? We're moving on.
Take the pants off, coward. Pants. Those are almost panties.
Those are hot shorts, man. Those pink shorts, they look like, what's that cop in a Reno 911? You'd wear those hot pink shorts to make them run faster, like a cheetah. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. So that's a little sample of what we're getting into here, okay? I'd be like that. So, what I'm saying, and this is more of the same with the Thorps, they haven't changed. Yeah, it's gross. How you guys doing, by the way? I want to do a couple of shout-outs, okay? I learned something from Tony O'Man. Shout-outs are good. Here for the show. Love you, man. Love you. You've been here for the show for quite a while. Hope you feel welcomed in the chat. JF, are you the same JF that dropped his retarded girlfriend out in the woods? I don't think so. You're a much better JF. Manu, man, you've been a regular for a long time. Hey, man, you've seen the different phases of the dead man. You've seen the different arcs, the different stuff. What are the is there a bet how long this arc lasts? This sort of like nightly chill stream. Mackenzie Carter, how's it doing? How you doing? Yeah, we started the stream with Ruby. I'm pretty sure you like her story. And Morris, the Wildcat. Rumor has it he earned Wildcat for something. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to spill the beans, but that's a name that's earned, by the way. Here for the show, not a man, but thank you. Oh, man, everyone's a man here in my chat, dude. We're all dudes. We're all dudes. Mackenzie's a dude. JF's a dude. Paranormal Drama Llama's a dude. We're all dudes here. They should take him to a seamstress to be made shorter. Yeah. And still nothing would be revealed. Rumor has it that he has like a placid penis that can't get hard. I don't know. I heard that. I don't really care so much about that. Very inclusive, yeah, very inclusive chat. We're all dudes. Makes it easy. Okay? Yeah, you're not a cat, but a dude. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Hope you guys are relaxed and ready. Have a drink. Have a smoke if you need them. I'm gonna like 1.5 speed this bad boy. I'll see how far we get into this.
There we are.
Yeah, there we are. Okay. Yes, it's working. What's up, everybody?
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Take note of the appearance.
And
Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, man, this is like classic Thorps. You know, they're back in the Rhode Island area, of course. They're back in the studio. It's like they never left. Also take note of Ben's shirt. It is tight on him. It is tight. It's not like your dress shirt shouldn't be like busting on the buttons. You see that? It is like stretched. So he needs better shirts.
everyone in America. Grace is being a weirdo.
I was waiting for you to finish your intro.
What intro?
Well, it seemed like you were cooking something up.
All right. So we are examining.
Ben's buttons are very disrespectful. Yes.
When we came back from, let's say, the extended, including the OPC Don and New Hampshire arc.
Yeah.
Came back. We had a little bit of a crisis in the sense that you're saying like, I just isn't really paying the bills.
Yeah, I freaked out. I was crying.
And that's fine because like, okay, so maybe
can I give them
maybe that means like we're cursed, but maybe that means something which was viable is no longer viable.
In the usual routine, like Grace is going to be doing her makeup while on the stream, caking on layers and layers on top of her dirty face.
Can I give them a little bit of context?
Sure.
What I mean by like it's not working is like the whole like IRL streaming and collabing thing. With OPC Dawn, like we lost money even though it was an extremely cheap trip. It's not OPC Dawn's fault.
LA too
overall lost money even though we made a lot of money, like relatively speaking for us.
Well, y'all guys spent money on stupid stuff that you didn't need. You know, there's that too.
Overall it was
very
a loss.
expensive.
Very expensive trip, and didn't really pan out in terms of Adam being like continually milkable content.
Yeah.
So we've kind of run into a problem where anybody we collab with who's crazy, or used to collab with who's crazy, like Rubeck, Ava, those kind of people, won't really interact with us anymore. I think because we're much more stable now. So
boom, there we have it. Did you hear that? Ruby, Ava, they call them the crazy ones. Won't collab with them because they're much more stable. Much more stable now. They've just returned to Rhode Island, and they're saying they're much more stable now. The reason why Ruby doesn't want to collab with them is Ruby doesn't like them. The last time Ruby tried to collab with them was a while back, and Ruby invited them into her apartment thing, whatever. I'm not really too sure about her living situation, okay? And that did not go well. They had a falling out, to say the least, right? It's very rich to me, having watched them for a long time and seen, especially Ava. The reason why Ava doesn't want to collab with them is she was like the first wayward hoe. Actually, technically, Grace is the first wayward hoe, according to Ben. Ava was the second wayward hoe. And by the way, the wayward hoe process is to treat a girl like a dog. You know, pull them by the hair, tell them they have to drink water out of a dog bowl, teach them how to heal. Like, it sounds wild, but this is real. Like, there's a reason why Ava and Ruby don't want to interact with them, you know? It's so rich. They don't see it. And the last time you guys interacted with Ruby, you guys were doing like the forced collab, you know, where you just go to her place, uninvited, by the way. You go to her place of work, uninvited, to harass her, to mess with her. And she's already going through a whole bunch of issues, right? I mean, drug addiction, withdrawals, all this stuff. You know, fighting with her methadone clinics, getting fired from a methadone clinic, fighting a new methadone clinic, getting fired from that one. You know, like the drama in her life is very rich that she's putting onto herself. What she doesn't need is you guys going in there and just rattling her up even more. You know? But hey, there is some silver lining here. They still talk about you. You know? Ruby and Ava, they still talk about the Thorps. They still talk about them. And they will watch the content that you guys made and make fun of it.
So
Right.
they just can't really milk us. Like the last time I interacted with Ruby, she rage quit her own stream.
What? What do you mean they can't milk y'all? They've been milking y'all. What? Am I taking crazy pills over here? Like, what's going on? How delusional do Ben and Grace need to be? How delusional can they be? Ruby and Ava have not been milking the Thorps? Did they not watch OPC Dawn fall down that ramp?
And I just kind of didn't respond much to her. So I think she's just transitioned to just
Well,
reaction.
If I can use Big Patience as an example,
Yeah.
in some sense, we're really happy to run into Big Patience, who's in chat, I think.
Yeah. What's up, Patience?
Real nice guy.
I heard you got your kick payday, by the way. Where's my 100? Where's my 100? Slacking.
Real nice guy, interesting guy, but in some sense, you could say there's some tensions in his life that you could see like being like fruitful for him to like open up about, but you can't crack that egg
Yeah. Yeah.
forcibly.
Yeah.
And if someone just says like, in a socially acceptable way, like, no, I'm not interested in doing that.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Now,
Right.
other people that we've encountered who are less sort of socially, adept have inadvertently cracked the egg, and you start seeing like some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But they end up slamming the door in your face because they didn't want the egg cracked and they don't really want to pursue it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what it shouldn't.
This is at 1.5 speed, by the way. It is at 1.5 speed. It's still slow.
When our Lord said, "Go out and preach," He said, "Go to a house, and if they're not into it, just shake the dust off your feet and move on."
What? Hold on. Did you just hear that, chat? That's Ben said, when our Lord said go out and preach, he said go to a home. It sounds like to me, Ben is comparing what they do, especially what they did in particular to patients, as them going around and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Is that wild? Is that something only Ben would say?
So in other words, the idea of saying like someone is fascinating there's something there that can be, analyzed or whatever, and maybe change their lives. Okay, but that would be like, I think our attitude should be like, well, when you're ready, if you're interested, we might have something to offer you.
Oh, good question from Drama Llama in the chat there. Thorpe seem to have been facing up to economic reality. Has this been provoked by the divorce court hearing? Possibly so. Also, the fact that they're broke. They don't have much money. Chances are you probably have more money in your account. Oh, if you have a job, you have you have stability. You have a paycheck coming.
But if
Yeah.
you're not ready, or you claim like I'm good, well, move on to people who are interested, or
Yeah.
just simply talk about things in a more general way.
Yeah.
So with Big Patience, we teased it a little bit, but he was like, no, respectfully, I
JF.
get what you're doing.
Ava,
Da-da-da-da-da.
Ava
You know,
would
but,
have liked the
I'm gonna do
Wayward
this
Hoe
music
thing if she was
for,
black.
like,
Or no, if Ben was
music
black,
channel
yeah.
If you want to follow my career.
Yeah.
Some people will follow him. Some people will maybe keep trying to crack the egg. But I'm not interested, and I don't think you're interested in putting him in a situation where he's just not down for something, and we're going to, continue
To push.
to push. It's
Yeah.
it's sort of inappropriate.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Patience is impatient with me for the next song. Okay? The Muse has to strike. Okay? Probably Saturday morning. Maybe I'll feel the Muse in after drinking lots of coffee and stuff. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to happen as we become less like drama-ish and more mainstream.
What?
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to become less drama-ish and more mainstream. The incest couple. They're going to become more mainstream. What are they going to do? They're going to start leaning into the Hassan Piker, Hassan Piker, that stuff, that content. I mean, that's already done. Be late to the party on that one. Like, what are they doing? Are they going to start covering Trump rallies and that stuff? I don't understand. No, game over. This song had nothing to do with Patience. For some reason, he took it like that, which I don't understand. It was towards Grace. I said Grace. I never said Patience. But I think he thinks I disrespected the music craft, which, we'll see what happens next time.
And I would also say the fact of the matter is, our life. I'm not saying this is true
religious
of everybody,
content?
but I'm saying this is true of
No.
the genre that we've been in
Yeah.
of drama, essentially IRL drama.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. Ben should do for religious content. If he wants to do that, he should use the Bible to justify his incestual relationship with his daughter. Because there's a lot of that in the Bible. Okay. He could be like, look, man, there's a reason why there's all these examples, and go over the various stories and all this stuff. Be like, look.
Drama. Yeah.
Now that our life has gotten exponentially better, the
Oh, yeah,
numbers of
Ricada
money
would
have
collab with them.
undeniably gone way down.
Yeah.
Oh, they could be Ricada defenders. I mean, they totally would. Well, hold on here. They claim to have a problem with drug use. But remember, when it comes to their morality, it's all about what benefits them. And if that could benefit them, they might find a way to wiggle their, the mental gymnastics to justify it.
And that's fair
The
enough
drama
for the
sector
genre
thrives on more drama
and dysfunction.
So
Yeah.
if really, you don't have the cops showing up, you're not doing crazy things,
Me and you aren't
the
fighting.
drama sector is going to go, okay, well, I'm going to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
So
And that's fair.
that's what it is to be in the drama sector.
Yeah.
But the question is, why are we in the drama sector if we don't have the drama? We should either concoct drama or try a different sphere.
Yeah.
Reality TV, like the worst case scenario for reality TV is they bring a bunch of interesting people together and they all get along.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They get along and have interesting discussions about like psychology and things like that. No, they want.
But these two can't stop fighting. They can't stop fighting. Like, It's just going to be a couple more streams, and then they're going to go back because it just repeats. They repeat their pattern.
Want the, they want the chair thrown across the room.
Right. But like you were
That's
saying,
what pays the bills. At some point, maybe the subtleties would be more interesting.
Oh, there's a Thorpe documentary dropping in an hour and a half. Oh, yeah, sure, I'll check that out.
But like, these are like reality TV is really good at spending a ton of money to make to take interesting personalities who are willing to expose themselves for vast sums of money.
yeah.
And record a ton of footage and then edit it down and make it like really interesting and great audio and great video. And at the same time, we sort of believe that this place isn't crawling with cameramen and technology and doctors and nurses and all the rest. Okay, that's a very expensive proposition.
Yeah.
Sam Hyde's trying to do it on the cheap, but it's crappy because of that.
Yeah.
Because he can't afford all this stuff. And we've been trying to do like a super crappy version of that just because I think we had this drama from the family experience.
Yeah.
So
the least chill guy says everyone loves a good train wreck. Yeah, but when it becomes clear that the train kind of got back on the tracks and it's not going to crash.
right.
People who are there for
The train's back on the tracks, guys. The train's back on the tracks. How did the train get back on the tracks? What are we talking about? Like, how is the drama over? Are you saying the court is over with? How is it back on the tracks here? The train that is your family, the train that is your life, the train that is your like live streaming stuff. I mean, okay, all right. Convince me. I like to see. Hey XP, how's it going? I don't believe any of that, XP. I think you just cooked up that rumor just to be a meanie. Which, I mean, you can if you want to. I mean, I think that's how what happens is other chatters will just start blocking other chatters and all that stuff.
train wreck stuff to see a train wreck. If you watch train wreck compilations and the train just like
it was the right
veers
genre.
and
It's just that we didn't choose the genre.
Yeah.
The genre I chose was like religious debating and religious conversations. I have a lot of, I think, interesting takes in that area. Obviously, us doing this thing with the family, which happened organically, was. But I do want to say something
right.
about some unfinished business 001. Thorpe TV is back. Did you guys hear Andrew Wilson signed a mega Rumble deal? You guys must be proud since he stole Ben's entire persona. He stole aspects of it.
Yeah.
But he sucks.
He sucks.
Do not say that Andrew Wilson is a Ben Thorpe clone. That's a huge insult.
That is an insult. Yeah.
Is that true? Is Andrew Wilson now looking like Ben Thorpe? And yes, chat, it's pretty rich, isn't it? That we're getting this again. That everything's going to change now. Was that like Hans Guru? Yeah. They go for another round of from now on, everything will change. Yeah, absolutely. We've seen this before.
He did steal certain things.
Oh, yeah. Watch. See the hairstyle, see the facial. You'll see it in 3 weeks in Andrew Wilson. He's watching right now. So, anyways.
Can I say what I'm saying about
we got into the genre because it was the appropriate genre, but it was a detour from the original idea.
Yeah. And then that's when people say like, oh, you had drama with your family to make money. Like, that's never been true. It kind of naturally happened.
We didn't make any money.
Damius, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. Thank you, Damius.
Okay, so...
Oh, look, she got gifted subs. Oh, that's so cool. We should celebrate that. No, not really.
Here's the thing.
Speaking of money.
Switching. Okay, and Damius, really interesting, like as an example of this. I don't think it should be an abrupt shift.
Let me take this moment to shout out everybody too. Again, Game Over, Hans Guru, here for the show, Mackenzie, Paranormal Drama Llama, XP. I definitely appreciate your support. I like that you guys are just hanging out and wanting to watch this. I mean, this is what I would do anyway, except I'd be playing video games or something. So I was like, why don't I just stream it? You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
In many ways, you said like, oh, okay, like this whole thing of me.
All right, take it easy, XP.
Allowed me to grow some thicker skin and become comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, I felt like just
Insecure.
crazy in front of the camera.
Yeah, definitely.
With you, and I acted weird when you were doing your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
why is Super Fun Quiz Time saying Holy Marty, Mother of God? Are you out of your mind? I mean, of course you start doing that. Holy Marty? What are you talking about? What are you doing? Are you insane?
That's right, Damius. Time him out. 5 minutes.
All caps, Holy Marty.
That chat says, Holy Marty, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death, amen. It's just, yeah, I guess kind of annoying, I guess.
I've seen it like 20 times now. It's like,
Oh, really?
I
He
don't
does it? I
understand
thought
the
it was
point
just a
here.
typo.
Holy Marty. Okay, NDR says SFQT is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Marty is the patron saint of streamers.
Super Fun has been under a lot of stress lately. It went from some kind of, like pious thing to now like Marty. And it's like just I don't know what it is. It's some sort of bizarre, incomprehensible take on being religious. So, hello MA544. How are you? Good. All right. So
No,
yeah. Okay,
you
go ahead,
were
yeah.
saying the transition. So a lot of what a lot of the
What I'm
reasons.
saying about the transition, I don't think we should just go from like 100 to 0 and
No.
just like do a super flip.
No, I don't think so either. Because what I'm saying is like the IRL is a fun side hustle for me, but making it the full-time moneymaker is way too much pressure, and it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? You need the meat and potatoes, and I'm the dessert or whatever. But it's just way
Grace,
too
I don't
much
know,
pressure.
What? Ben was never the meat and potato. Well, hold on here. Ben was the meat and potatoes of like the drama stuff. Okay, all right. People would watch Ben not for his religious stuff. Like, who really cares about that? I hate that. I hate that like religious psychobabble nonsense. Okay. Man, I started watching Ben in particular because it's like, dude, this guy is so strange. Like, I don't understand this. He's a grown-ass man. He's a father. He's a husband. But he's letting all that just deteriorate around him. And he's, like, taking no responsibility. He's not taking charge. It's like absolute failure and just relishing in it.
It's Zoe Star says, Grace, people are reporting Discord servers over Joshua posting CP. I tried to warn you, now it's on you if it gets shut down. Is that something you're concerned
She ate the dessert.
No, he's
Yeah,
the mods.
her face doesn't lie there. Look at that. And once again, like the shirt she's wearing, it's not doing her any favors. Like, she needs a better bra because, like, it would maximize her donations from her simps if they could see, like, a nice cleavage there. But right now they're kind of sagging already. And she's like 22 years old. Okay. All right, we're moving on.
Mods will clean up if he's posting CP.
Okay, yeah. That's right, you have good mods.
Yeah.
It's
Fucking Joshua.
Joshua's out there. I don't know
The
anything
real
about CP.
scat
I know he's
goblin.
into scat, which I don't think has any relation to CP, but
Yeah.
it's out there. So
Yeah.
Both are gross.
So anyway, so
I don't think we should go from 100 to 0 either. I don't know. I don't think that would make sense.
right, but it's sort of like we ended up putting all of our eggs in this basket. That like in the end, drama content ended up putting me on the back burner because like me being involved, just like it just made it just like just screaming people and like they're saying like let Grace do her thing, and so we're like okay, let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's just like okay, your personality, which I think you have a fine personality, you have an interesting personality, but it ends up being like a kind of weird narcissist. Only really narcissists can occupy that space, where it's just like me and my personality, like and me just coping and whatever, right? Like, and I just don't really
full
think you
time.
are a narcissist, nor should you become a narcissist for career reasons.
No.
You know what I mean? Like RTU, Rich, RTU. Is like, he wakes up in the morning, he's like, I'm going to defend myself, right? And he's a fool, right? And that's his job.
Yeah.
But like, I don't really think you're a fool or want to be a fool, so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say either you're
We'll see
pure.
where it
If
goes.
you're in the drama sphere, either you're purely cynical and you're just like faking it for views, which
Right.
is I'm just not interested in,
Right.
or you're genuinely like a narcissist in the sense like not scary, but like an idiot, like obsessed with yourself and constantly coping and defending yourself.
So what about you two that are both like this weird narcissistic, the codependent, the damage case, right? What about them? You know, this is rich. Okay, so they're moving away from drama content. They're going to be moving away from that. Okay, so tomorrow's stream is not going to be about Ruby then? I guarantee you tomorrow's stream is going to be about Ruby having an altercation at her methadone clinic. And I'm also pretty sure we haven't seen it yet, the Ava documentary on the Thorps. And I'm sure they're going to respond to that. Manu, yeah. Ben's mustache, yeah, it definitely has a whole host of bacteria there. Okay. they're setting up apartments in his mustache.
Well,
And
let
it
me
just
answer
gets
Juno
boring.
Thorpe, is saying, I think the problem is that you guys don't have any eggs. Like, what can you guys do without the family drama? Okay, well, the family drama emerged at a certain point after I had been doing a great job of making some religious and intellectual content. The channel was doing really
I wouldn't say a really great job.
well, and then this stuff interfered, and the genre had to go to family drama because it just obviously was this huge storm that came up and couldn't ignore because I put you in a sense behind the mic, but then your mother went and grabbed the mic
That is
and said, like, let's do.
that is an interesting retelling of events there. Chinatown, one of the discords that really noticed him, didn't really start noticing them until the family drama stuff. That's all anyone really seemed to care about. Am I right there, chat, or am I wrong there? You guys let me know. Do we watch the Thorps for their intellectual debates of Christianity? Or do we watch them because of their dysfunction? I think someone in the chat already said that. But it rings true. Yeah, game over. Yeah, zero self-awareness, 100%.
Do this on YouTube, which is fine.
Yeah, but it was a different genre,
It's a different genre.
and it
I
has
was
run
saying,
its
like,
course.
okay, I'm not sure you're fit for this, but like, okay, it is what it is. And so, from a prudential point of view, it was good because it got some resolution in our lives.
Yeah,
From a financial point of view, it wasn't really very good because
No.
it was too crazy. And just where the internet is now, they want more black and white. They want more good guy, bad guy. They
Yeah.
want more like clear criminal. They don't understand these kind of tensions that are subtle, and those
Yeah.
have largely been worked out.
yeah,
Subtle tensions. Look at that. This. Oh man. All right. So yeah, this is a kind of what I was expecting with the stream to be here. Yeah.
I agree.
And those can then feed the kind of intellectual, because I can say, like, okay, yeah, like there's a major problem in America with, you know, the legal system, the family court system, and how men are treated and how women are treated. I think I have an interesting take on that comes from my experience. Also things like I've experienced going to jail, interactions with police, and I have a moderate take on all of it.
Yeah.
Ironically, people would think like, oh, you must be this kind of like super men's rights guy. Is not really.
Mm-hmm.
So in many ways that could work.
Doesn't it
to
game over? Yeah.
substantiate
It's like they're
the,
trying to convince themselves.
centrist edgelord position that I take on almost all issues. But also you can interact from an experiential basis on like maybe intellectual stuff without necessarily becoming an intellectual.
Yeah.
So-
and also I can have my side hustles of like little IRL stuff. What?
Yeah.
Selling
you wanna make that in
stuff,
bag.
you know,
I
side
don't think drama,
hustles.
and it's like no
Selling what, Grace? You want to go into detail of what you've been selling now?
no shade to the audience, and like thank you so much, the great supporters.
Oh yeah.
But and hopefully you'll continue to be with us. But like Grace wants to, let's look at the numbers. We've looked at the numbers and said like, oh, yeah, we're not really going to become, I don't know, Ice Poseidon.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Ice Poseidon. No, you guys have a totally different brand. I don't even care about Ice Poseidon. You know, those guys. You guys are the Thorps. You have a different brand. All right, it's extra greasy. Okay, that's what it is.
Ice Poseidon's, it's not. I give him credit, like, but like we're just not that into like having crazy shit go on all over the world, and you know what I mean, like.
Yeah.
It's not really our thing. Like we had some crazy shit go on. We're glad it's over. It's a very expensive.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yes. Yep.
And it's just not really what was going on. Like we're much more, I don't know, mainstream, intellectual. I feel like
Is
so,
that an
to answer the
OnlyFans
question, the eggs in
reference?
the basket is
Is in there game over? Well, if Ben will allow Grace to do that, you know, I know he jokes about that, but I think he doesn't really want that. So we'll see. Desperation, man.
leave my original thing, and you and your mother agreed to this originally.
Mm-hmm.
The eggs in our basket is my take on things intellectually and religiously, and a great assist to these eggs is you being young and some would say pretty. I don't want to
Debatable.
force anyone. And also your like your siblings and even your mother being able to contribute to that in some way. Okay, and like that has largely.
So in some way here, the energy I'm getting from Ben is that he's relieved, like a weight has been lifted. Paranormal Drama Llama, do you know anything about what had happened in court by any chance?
That side of it has largely, like, it's not interesting.
Yeah.
And
Can I respond to Rainy Pace?
sure,
Grace,
yeah. I think this should be about the audience.
Yeah. Grace alone can be really likable and entertaining. I think you've been told that 1,000 times. Yes, I've been complimented. I am not suggesting, but I think likable and entertaining, I think it's more likable. I think I can be entertaining, but the idea of making that the whole, like, that's the main focus. It's just too much pressure for me. I can't handle it. It doesn't make the money.
Every business
I'm looking at the numbers.
Every business has what's, like, one of the key things in a business is saying, what is your unique selling proposition? In other words, what are you bringing to the table that other people aren't bringing to the table?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when we had our Ethiopian restaurant.
Let me see what PDL said. Alluding to the anticipated outcome of the divorce, Ben said today, I personally am going to take a huge L. But it's over? It's probably not over. Oh, man. Someone's going to get this court docs.
Okay, we were in Providence. Okay.
Yeah, right, Mackenzie? Where's my Mama K? You know? I'm operating on a shoestring budget over here, okay? The Thorps announced today they're stopping the following types of streaming IRL, streaming collabs, and traveling around. Could this be an indication that Ben is set to lose the RV in the divorce? Oh, maybe. Oh, man. If that's true, how are they going to get around? We're going to call BDL our Mama K.
There's a legit answer there. There is no Ethiopian restaurant between Boston and New Haven.
Yeah.
We'd have a monopoly. And, you know, so like we're not really good at Ethiopia, whatever, but like, okay, yeah. So if there's a demand for Ethiopian, we'll meet that demand.
Yeah.
Wait, did he just say it's not even good Ethiopian food?
And that's a unique selling proposition. Those are some eggs in it.
Oh, BDL doesn't know who Mama K is. Mama K is the name of the person who sat in on Rekieta's, on Nicholas Rekieta's stuff, and then saw the body cam and all that stuff. He's very knowledgeable about his court happenings.
In the basket. Now, anyone could, if they got to know some Ethiopians, open an Ethiopian restaurant. And of course, you'd think the Ethiopians would, but there just weren't many. And they were recent refugees. So it's like, okay, that's a unique selling proposition. Now, if we say it's a drama channel and Ben should be in the background, we're not that angry with him anymore. But Grace is in the foreground, meeting up with guys like OPC Don, who are nice. It's just not like, what's the unique selling proposition?
Good question. What is the unique selling proposition?
Whether you call OPC Don a simp or like a nice guy, yeah, there's occasional antics, but like him falling off that ramp, it did make Kino Casino. You want to go over that?
Yeah.
It's fun. It's funny.
It's
it doesn't
fun.
translate to paying the bills.
Yeah, it's a fun hobby to have, and I always love it, and I'm not intending to give it up, but it's a hobby /
And
side hustle.
you really can't bank on that, you know? And then the next day he's like, oh, you thought yesterday was good. This is going to be great. And it's just you going on a cruise with him in a very expensive kind of bougie vacation place.
Yes.
The video
And
just
no one
goes
gave you any
away.
money.
they can still hear us. I just have to switch when I'm showing. Here we go. Yeah, nobody gave any money. And I was pissed because I was like, well, I'm working pretty hard.
As an
I get it.
audience that is drama oriented,
Yeah.
why would you?
Right, I agree.
It's just not really feeding you. I mean, you know,
Yep.
and you could
Wait. Wait a second. Okay, spend this time talking about how they're not going to be doing drama anymore, you know? Well, I know what they said. They don't want to switch it too fast. They don't want to go from 100 to 0 or 0 to 100, okay? But right away, the next thing to do, we're gonna react to Kino Casino reacting to our OPC Dawn thing. Is that what's gonna happen here? Okay.
Criticize him. You can criticize him by saying like, "Well, you said you were going to bring something. You didn't bring anything."
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's Rich too. Game over. Yeah, he called the lobster boat thing a cruise. It was cool. It'd be a cool thing to do, but it's definitely not a cruise. I thought they were supposed to catch lobsters. I don't think I saw them doing any of that.
I mean, he definitely did bring this, but his idea was this is going to go viral. This is a great gift to you.
Yep.
I'm going to do something which is like kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll have to
As a
see on
kind of,
that
like,
PDL.
Martyrdom to the internet.
Mhm.
It was like 3 seconds that were fascinating, and then, but that's not really. It's just like a clip on the MTV show.
What is that show called, guys? We've been trying to think of it.
It's like Imperious or
What's the one with like the
the MTV show where it's just clips.
yeah,
Ridiculousness.
ridiculousness.
Thank you.
Yeah, ridiculousness.
The
That's it.
dumbass-
Yep.
Ridiculousness. Yes.
Okay.
And like I actually think even if we were to approach MTV and say, okay, we have this clip, it's crazy, they actually can't pay you because they can't be creating an economic incentive to do things that are dangerous.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
There's really no money in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Happy Taxes. I think I do look good. I've been getting some sleep. I've been slacking off. I love it.
You had the most viewers in a while collabing with someone like Adam. Why not meet up with younger streamers? Lean into Goon E-dates.
You know, it's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I think we should answer this question economically.
Yeah.
Right?
Economically.
And I think you
is-
guys respect that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not a charity. This is a business. Like, even if we wanted to say, like, we'll give content just because we love doing it as a hobby, we have no money to do that.
Yeah.
Meeting up in Hollywood, California with someone is not free. Hollywood is expensive.
Pretty much telling the chat, hey, if you want that sort of content, you're gonna have to pay for that content. That's what they're saying. Yeah, they're living in there. Yeah, they have that apartment. It's still paid for, but they feel the neighbors are hostile towards them for some reason. Yeah, mukbangs. It looks like she already has. Hey, you know what? If Grace Thorps starts doing that, there's a chance that Joshua Connor Moon of Kiwi Farms would pay attention to her. He likes feeders. He has a thing for this sort of women. Okay.
California is expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of it was paid for by Adam's dad, but a lot of it was paid for by us.
Well, by you guys, really.
Okay, but like it actually wasn't paid for by them. We had to dig into.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true. Yeah. Savings. Yeah.
By the way, just gonna say this. Every streamer does. Any money you throw my way will make Grace Thorpe seethe. Actually, will just make me happy. That'll just make me happy for sure. That's pretty much it. Anyway, moving on with the content.
So
Meager savings.
if people feel like that's great, but I mean, you can't be in Hollywood, California with like $5 in your pocket.
Yeah.
You just can't live that
Yeah.
way, and you can't have an RV
Traveling.
with $5 in your pocket. You need like, so if someone wants to be a patron of that kind of stuff, you have to give like, someone has to belly up and give like thousands of dollars or have a contract or something like that. Someone has to be
Well-
like an official kind of patron of that.
Yeah.
But if nobody wants to do that, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you can't just go like, well, why don't you keep doing what you're doing? Well, because it doesn't pay.
Yeah. But I think maybe the way to do it would be like,
And that's okay.
if chat finds somebody interesting and it makes sense.
You guys could have lived at the hostel for a while. Could have bummed off that.
You build up the collab over time. You get a lot of donos to make it happen, and you have a limited schedule. We could do that like twice a year.
The
or
last
something,
stream, but right, like there's only so much, and everyone knows there's only so much you can beg.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like, okay, this is like just begging, and like you're gonna drive people away. If they, if they're getting what they want, they're gonna give money, and
Yeah.
everyone kind of knows that. And I just don't really think. Let's say the OPC collab. It's kind of interesting. People find that guy fascinating.
Yeah.
But really, it ended up like there were 3 seconds that were interesting. The rest of it was just boring.
It was boring. Yeah.
And we let him take the lead. Definitely, in saying like, okay, now for us practically it was good. Like he did help us change the filters and things like that. It had a kind of clusterfuck aspect to it, but like not really. spilling a little bit of oil on a parking lot. It's not that interesting.
Yeah,
You know
it
what I mean?
didn't even peak
EPA
200 viewers.
helicopters in there. It's
Yeah.
like kind of interesting, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like, well, we already did that.
Right, and
the
it was a
EPA's
legit
not
accident. It
coming,
wasn't
and
in
the
the
cops,
script. but-
like, it's like, okay, you need more drama than that.
Yeah, and
to
I'm
reach a
making the
certain-
case.
And him falling down and sort of hitting his head. It was kind of fascinating for a few.
Oh, hey. Okay.
Here's to Grace seething, and so you can say I gave you $5 more than one time and that I'm nice LMAO.
Okay. Two things. One, I thought I had changed my my donation thing to something else, to something less loud and less obnoxious. Okay? There's that. Also, thank you so much, Game Over, for the $5. And you are very nice. You're very nice. You're very generous. And yeah, thank you. Definitely appreciate it.
Few seconds with him getting up and being like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then
I
just
want to
everyone
check my
saying, like,
Streamlabs on this other
right? Like,
browser.
it's not really that interesting.
Juno says the reason why these meetups aren't profitable is because you're meeting up with nobodies.
Yeah.
I mean, that is also true, but also like I'm not sure how invested I am in. I like meeting up with nobodies and having it be quirky, but with like we need to build up. Like that would be like twice a year maybe, and it's fun and it's funny. But
who would
meeting
we
like
meet up with that would be somebody.
who
right?
like
we've
Action
had-
Man or something.
No, but wait a second. But we've had like major interactions with Destiny, who's not really an IRL guy, but he's a big guy in the sphere. I mean, Ethan, Ralph, Keemstar. It's not like we haven't been.
Yeah.
And they all say like, we don't want to interact with you.
Yeah.
And you can say it's because they're afraid of something, but the actual fact is they don't want to interact with us because I think we make them look like idiots. So I don't
Yeah.
know. And now we have several like lawsuits like kind of on the back burner. I'd love to see Grace take those lawsuits off the back burner and put them on the front burner and like
That's
I
another
think we
side
could clean
hustle.
up.
Yeah.
Now there's a certain amount of money there. There is actually not as much of an investment as you'd think because we don't have to hire lawyers to do this.
Yeah.
One of the things about going to court a million times is you can see it's actually not that complicated. A lot of lawyers are stupid
Mm-hmm.
and lazy. And pro se actions are totally legal and they're somewhat respected within legal systems if you have social skills and you just stick to the facts and don't get into your own personal rantings.
Yeah.
And can be quite lucrative. I mean, we're talking about lawsuits against Gateway Healthcare, which is like a huge multi-million-dollar corporation, and Thousand Trails Campgrounds, which is again a multi-billion-dollar part of a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. And
I got
that
told-
can all be streamed.
Okay, I got rid of those variations for the super chats and all that. So now this should be less obnoxious. that is true. They're talking about lawsuit stuff, man. Okay, they're not suing anybody.
Streamed and could be interesting, but like we've kind of said, well, we don't want to get into that so that we don't alienate people. Well, fuck them.
Yeah.
But no one's gonna want to collaborate with us
No.
if we're like Pixie, but like Pixie who actually has a case.
Yeah.
Ain't no one
doesn't
want to touch
need all
us in
the
this
support.
world because
Yeah.
they're gonna say these people are litigious, and I'm happy to be litigious.
Oh, that's one thing they can do if they want to go mainstream. Cover the Destiny stuff. And just be a Destiny A-log channel. I guess.
And also, I did get
But
called smart by a
if I
lawyer.
could just say the Keemstar. Oh yeah. The Keemstar case is rock solid legally. But go ahead. You wanted to say yeah.
Wait, if the Keemstar case is rock solid, how's that GoFundMe doing? But no, it's just they're just not doing it. They're just not suing Keemstar. That's all over with now, anyway.
Yes.
No, I just wanted to say, a lawyer of 33 years who talked to me after the hearing 2 days ago, and he said to my dad, "You have a very lovely and very intelligent daughter." After talking to me for like 20 minutes or so, so that was very validating, and I feel inspired to continue on my legal
I want
career.
to pick up on a couple things. Killer Tony, he was like, I think maybe my favorite guy. You want to make money, Ben? Charge for TTS and start yelling at
Hey, PDLs. Grace is very smart. Okay, that's what her attorney said. Okay.
Grace. Let the Savior's page cry to for her to cry to you.
No. What he's saying is charge for TTS, so it comes through, so we can't stop it. Like chat
Yeah.
is talking directly to us. You yell at us, and the people donate. And
No,
they say,
I
like,
yell at you.
You yell at me.
They yell at me.
And they yell
Come
at you.
on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. But also, like, look, scroll up a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that, but it's like I don't really have that much anger towards Grace. I think a lot of the stuff that I used to get angry at was like dealing with this kind of almost demonic force that came from her mother. It's very Jesse Lee Peterson. I think it's largely over, so I don't have that much
It'd be fake.
jazz. But I do have it in terms of religious fakers. I hate
Yeah.
them.
You guys are gonna enjoy
So,
that.
Okay, now
What else was it?
Wait. Wouldn't Ben be a religious faker? I'm just saying. I know I'm a filthy Protestant, but I've been to church more than he has. Okay? All right? I'll just say that.
Patience. Okay, so here's
What did he
the
say?
issue with big patience. This could be interesting. He's welcome to come up. I don't know if you can do this thing.
Oh,
But he
this
said,
right here?
He said, if Grade raids after her stream, I'll send her more of the debt. Okay, I don't know if you want to handle this or me, but like, here's the problem with the raids.
Dude, she doesn't even
And I
have a
asked chat to,
GED.
like, confirm.
I would say the problem with the raid is that I'm essentially sending an audience that wants one thing to you who are explicitly saying I'm not.
Wow. You know what? I was gonna say that. You know, she doesn't even have a GED, but I was like, no, stop. No, that's a lie. She has to have a GED. At the very least. She couldn't even be hired at McDonald's. I think you need at least a GED to get a job at Jack in the Box. You know? Maybe not. I mean,
Not doing that
Yeah.
thing, and so it's kind of awkward.
So do you want
And
our
I'm
audience?
not sure if you want the audience that I'm giving you.
Do you want our audience?
It's not
'Cause
personal.
It seems to me
I'm
like
just
you
wondering.
don't want our audience because it's the wrong genre. But if
Sometimes
you want
I
our
want my
audience, then
audience.
you've got to. Do you know what I mean? Like, can chat maybe like help this negotiate this?
Well,
Chat was complaining like we don't want to go. Okay, although
No, yeah.
we have nothing to lose if we're just gone. Okay, we
True.
have nothing to lose. But like,
oh wait, here's the link right here. It's the link for the it's 250 raised still. Oh yeah, it's not doing well. And the donations came in 2 months ago. Wow. I bet they wish they can like take the 250 and run, you know. They should have lowered the goal to 250.
us sending however it would be like say
Whatever.
150 people over there,
Yeah.
and then having them hang there for like 1 minute, and you're down to 15, and those 15 are going to want to like pick at you.
Yeah.
Okay, because they are hypercritical. And if you like that, okay, fine, but like it must be sort of, it's like not a natural transition. Like they're going to
Yeah.
keep picking until they want to hear about this whole thing. And we are both super happy to go into it with you, but you have kind of said like, no, I just want to do my music thing. And that's fine. I don't have any problem with your music, but I do think
Their
it's a little
chat is
Beatles-ish.
not liking this.
I will remember
You'll
you. You
always
will remember me.
remember
It's funny. It's
me.
likable. I know
I
it's
know.
horrible music, but it's like
It-
you've got more to you than that. But you're
The
not.
chat is not liking this change in direction. It's kind of reminding me of iDubbbz and how iDubbbz changed his content, and because he developed empathy. He learned empathy.
Bring that to the music, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, I don't know. It's like,
It's a
are
clash.
you? The question
It's
is,
a weird
are you a
clash.
victim of? Like, how are you not seeing that these people are going to do this thing that you're going to say I don't want to do, and then they're going to like, a few of them are going to be like, oh yeah, no, we're doing this. But most of them are going to go like, yeah, I don't know, I don't have a problem with the guy, but like, I'm going to find something else that's more along these lines.
The chat is.
I don't
funny.
get it.
Crazy.
The chat is funny. They're talking about patience. Yes, patience. We assholes here. And someone says, exactly, patience. You know we're coming to assault your anus. Oh, that's great.
Stu says it's no RV is stinky. He will literally. I said to him yesterday, "You want to go down to the RV?" He just looks at me and goes, "The RV is stinky." It's become part of our lexicon at this point.
Yeah, I like patience.
Thanks for
think
that
it's
game
interesting.
over. The divorce case
I
is
think
still
if
open.
you hang with them
Okay.
long term, some of this stuff will kind of.
Patient says no PR is bad PR, right? I don't know what that means in the sense that if,
All PR is good PR.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true. So, if you like, we have no disincentive. It doesn't cost us anything to send viewers to you. We don't have anyone else saying like this would be a better fit.
yeah.
So I agree.
I'm not trying to be greedy of the
Sure.
viewers. They'll just go into the ether if I don't raid somebody, so I don't care.
Yeah. So like in that sense, zero cost. But like the last time Grace did it, I was like, send the raid, but then go on and try to like pick a little bit so that the viewers hang. Now the viewers did hang more.
He says I'm only playing with the whole e-bike debt thing. Yeah, no, we're not. That's not. I'm not worried.
No,
about
of course,
that.
yeah,
I don't think you're holding me hostage for my viewers' patience. Not actually, but it would be funny if you actually did.
yeah.
I think what Patience is saying is like, look, I know your audience won't really stick around, but I'd like the boost, and I'll try
Yeah.
to keep more and more of them. And I think it's an odd mix because, but it's okay to have somebody in your sphere who's just like, I'm not doing what you're doing at all, really. But
But you get what I'm saying is I think
Well,
Patience does
okay.
understand that our people are interested in him more because like he's got these tensions that they want to pick at.
oh yeah.
I don't think there are people who are like, I like EDM, chill music.
No.
They're not.
Not at all.
People are coming from that place where they're like EDM fans, and you're like an up and coming talent that they'd like to get behind. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Out of all the things that Ben said here, this stream, that was the one thing that was true, right?
No.
I think they're, whatever.
Patient says it's like the show after the main program. Some people kick it after, but most go to bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that. Can we watch the Kino Casino clip, please?
yeah.
It's so good. I can't
Yeah.
believe they reacted to this. Honestly can't believe, I don't know why, but
I can believe it. You made it to Kino Casino, guys. You are famous.
They
guess
didn't give
it's
it a
just
lot of airtime because there's really very little to say about it.
yeah, but still, it's funny. Wait, can you guys hear that? Hold on.
Nope.
No. Hold on. Sorry. Let me turn this on. There we go.
All right, one final whoa, buddy, and then we're going to take a quick break before we come back with iDubbbz and
Oh my
Review
god,
Tech.
this is hilarious.
This is so crazy. So I guess this guy's name
Dude,
is
Worski is your
OPC.
buddy.
No, I know, yeah. We
He's
think
getting
we
it through Shamu or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's the one saying like, I put this together. I love this. It's not actually.
No, he's just reacting.
It's not actually. What's his name?
PPP. Ashton?
Ashton.
Yeah.
Dan, I've
Worski is a man after my own heart.
Yeah.
never heard
He has that little like impish like,
Yeah.
you're gonna love this.
He likes to kill himself.
of this guy before, but I guess he's the latest in the long line of Grace Thorpe simps such as Lalo, who he believes that he's going to get on his scooter and impress Grace and get her to put
PC
out,
Dan.
but it doesn't go the way he intended.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Grace Thorpe filming. Let's see this.
Oh, careful.
She knows it's going to go bad. She has
Wait.
she has zero
Let this
faith
play.
in Buddy's
Can I
ability on
just pause for a second? 'Cause
Yep.
you know what I'm saying. I said to Grace like, because I actually was oblivious to this whole thing occurring. I was just like,
Yeah, you
"You're
were in
watching."
you were in Daisy.
You know, I was like, whatever. It's
Yeah.
so silly. I actually didn't watch. I usually almost always watch her stuff. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So when you said that, I was like, oh, you were pretty confident that like, he was going to be fine. But you're just saying it.
Who, Worski? Is Worski is Worski Ben's son? Or OPC Don? RPC Dan. OPC Don. OPC Dan. They got it messed up. He's a member of ZZ Top.
Like as a concerned sort of mommy, and you're like, no, I absolutely
I had
knew he was gonna like. I would have bet any amount of money he was gonna fuck it up royally.
Yeah, I was 99% sure that he
Because-
was going to take. Wait, let me explain it. I was 99% sure this was going to end really badly.
Yeah.
1% maybe he'll just fall on his ass and it won't be
Yeah.
a big deal. But I was like, there's no way in fucking hell he is going to land this, because I had taken a very small ramp with that scooter. And I was like, okay, I got this, like really small, like 1 foot up, and it went out from underneath me, and I almost landed on my ass.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, that's a problem.
Oh, that's so mean. The little boy is sitting next to Ben. That was so good. That might be the best chat of the night here. That was so funny. Monterio, okay. Yeah, man. That's good. That's good. I like that.
problem. And
But
I
also
also
you went-
saw the
yeah.
way that he was riding the hoverboard, and he didn't even ride the unicycle, but like got on it. He didn't know what the hell he was doing, and he hadn't
Yeah.
really ridden that scooter. So I
So the pattern
basically
was
knew.
like buying a bunch of stuff, not practicing with it, but then like when the camera's on,
Just full sending it.
just going.
Yeah.
And like that is predictable how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah. So
When you add the element of like danger.
I would say I knew that he was going to crash.
Hey, I don't care much for like theologian, Christian mumbo jumbo talk. But if Ben and PPP wanted to do a stream where they talk about that stuff, that might be interesting. That might be.
Yes.
I would have bet $1 million he's not going to land this even close to.
Even though it seems.
But
like
only
he's
interesting
probably
probably to me.
Yeah, you'd probably
You
be.
just understood the basic.
If you just leaned forward and didn't freak out,
Yeah.
you'd be okay. But there's just not even a basic understanding of how to ride something like this down a hill.
Well, I think what happened, it like, if you watch, when he went down, initially it pushes you towards the front.
Uh-huh.
Then you react to it by pulling back.
Yep.
To try to equalize the balance because of the weird way in which all your weight's in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That causes you to flip.
Right.
So almost anyone, if they had not like figured out how the balance works on this, would do that.
Yeah. That might have been the
But
first
of course,
time he stood
that's
on
why
that thing.
you should experiment in ways that are safer.
I literally don't think he had ridden
Yes,
it
Ben.
before
Thank
now.
you for explaining
Because I
the
got on it and
physics
I was
of
like,
the
how does
bike.
this work? Because there's no pedal. You kind of have to go like this
Right.
to get it going, the momentum. He was like, I don't know. I guess go in little circles. So
Right.
he didn't even know how to ride it.
Right. No, yeah, I do think that's what you do. You like shift your weight left to right.
Yeah.
And it will generate a little bit of similar to I think that's how skateboarding works.
Yeah.
You use side to side weight to like create forward momentum, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's not very efficient, and it's like whatever.
Oh, careful.
She knows it's gonna go bad. She
That's
has
true.
she has zero faith in Buddy's ability on his
That's true.
scooter. Like, she knows he's a fucking poser that's never been on a scooter in his fucking life.
Interesting. I hope Grace reacts to Adam's content yesterday. It was crazy.
Really, Hearts and Flowers? I too.
Man, they pause more than I do. Come on, man, let it play.
And a couple times it looked like he was on a goat farm and wasn't doing anything.
Can you give us a little more than just it was crazy? What was crazy? What happened?
Yeah.
Or anyone?
Give us a kick clip or something.
And by the way,
Oh
just
no!
a sentence.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
if you
a
ever, like,
description.
I used to skateboard a lot. If you've skated or used a scooter, this doesn't look that challenging, right, folks?
You know,
am I alone here?
Space Crusader goes, "Not careful" was so insincere. She's hoping he fucking splits his head like a melon for content. Like,
Yeah, this is like the easiest. This is like how you start learning, right?
I wasn't hoping he split his head open for content, but I was like, well, this is like, he's not going to do this. I didn't understand why he was getting up there.
He's not going to do what?
I was like, there's no way he's not going to crash.
Oh.
So I don't understand why he's doing this. He must know that too.
She knew he was gonna fail.
But I don't know.
Right? Watch what happened.
My God. All right. I take no responsibility.
Of course you don't.
This.
oh, one more time, bring it back. We might have to see it in slow motion. He fucking no helmet, just cracks the back of his head on the concrete. Here it goes. There goes my hero. Watch him as he fell.
Oh. Oh. Not only did he hit his head, it looked like he bounced a little. Oh man, that is a gnarly hit. Oh man. Oh shit. Oh, every time I see it, it's just, oh God. Damn, oh man, that was so stupid. God damn.
Oh, how do you even manage that,
Ironically, in slow motion, it doesn't look as bad.
Yeah.
Because you can see how.
What are you talking about? Let's see that slow motion again.
Into the landing, which is actually
Yeah.
how he almost did it like a drunk guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems to indicate he kind of knew it was coming. You know, because that is the right way to fall.
Yeah.
And just let yourself go limp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But when it's regular speed, you hear that.
Yeah, you hear the smack, which I don't think is his skull.
No, that's
I
his
think
skull.
it is. What else was hitting like that? His ass? His shoulders?
No.
It was a skull.
I think it was his head. I think you can hear it smack.
Yeah. It would be funny if you could have waited a bit.
OPC
somehow and
Don
had it.
is 48 years
You know
old.
how you know in Rocky, like, had like up the impact sound.
Oh yeah.
Although it was live, so you
Yeah.
can't do it.
Oh no! It was his back.
No, he hits his head, dude. It is horrible. Okay. Yeah, a 50 is a bad age to start doing this. It really is. When you're younger, your body
How
heals
does
better.
it possibly be? Oh my
He's
God!
Family Guy style.
Guys,
on the-
there are so many memes of this in Discord. I want to kind of go through them. There's, oh my God, like, you guys went crazy. I'll try to look for them while we watch the rest of this. It was so good.
GTA wasted. Wasted. He's done. He's done.
All right.
Soft was simp.
Her chat.
Fascinating.
Her chat's.
She's laughing their ass.
Yeah, like kind of like
Oh
The
no!
moans.
reactions.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I have to authenticate this.
But there's not enough meat there, I think, to make it like a career thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's fun to do on the side here and there. I don't have any problem with that. But just the pressure of needing to, like, survive off of a $25 6-hour day is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
No, can I just say something? Because I'm noticing you work on this thing.
He hit his head so hard, he started groaning and moaning like a water-headed idiot, man. He did. So, like, growing up, my buddy had a brother that was special needs. You know how he would communicate? Groaning like that. A lot of that. You know why? His brain wasn't right. His brain was all messed up. to me, when I heard OPC Don make that sound, I was like, oh shit. Oh yeah, his brain's fucked up. That's what that is. He might not be able to wipe his ass now.
Yeah.
Is it true that Darius supposedly had sex with her?
I think so. I haven't really been keeping up with that, but I think so. In order.
Oh, what? If OPC Don had died, would the Thorps have attended his funeral? If he had died, they would have fled the scene. Okay?
To get over
I kind
Xena.
of like her.
Yeah.
I think she's interesting.
Me too.
I think she's crazy, but like,
Yeah.
So I think the whole idea of her being like, she's also super tall.
Yes, she
I'm
is.
super tall.
Yeah.
But
Oh, this is where they start talking about Darius's new girlfriend, which I saw a clip of that from Ruby's on Ruby's channel or something. Okay.
See where this is going.
you do.
This is next IRL collab.
Well, no, I don't find her that interesting because it's just sort of crazy, but she strikes me as like very much.
You know what? On that topic, let me see if I can get that clip, because that clip is interesting. I thought it was a video. Was it this one? Oh, it's this one right here. Yeah, see, you can tell I watched it. I guess this is Darius's new girlfriend. When I first saw that, honestly, not to be mean, not to be hating like that, guys, you know, I'm cool with a lot of people, okay? But I also could be an asshole. Like, I'm just going to say it. When I first saw this, I thought it was a dude. It's a Jaw. I thought it was that that wrestling chick dude in the Olympics. Like, I right? Am I the only one? It's a very strong face. Very strong face. Okay, let's play this.
Popped off, and she's like left on really bad terms after hooking up with Darius and feeling used, and like he lied and manipulated her to get sex, and it's a mess. And she wants to quit streaming now. So I don't know if she's around, but open invite if you want to talk about it to anyone involved. Princess, Darius, Mark, Danny apparently has some weird history with them. So, but yeah, this is pretty wild. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know.
And he fucking came on my back. He came on my ass. He came. It's already out. I fucked Darius IRL. Yes, I did. And he fucking came on my back.
Yikes.
He came on my ass. He came all over me. He painted me like a fucking.
Like this right. When I was hearing this, I was like, why is she talking like this? Who talks like this? Like this chick, does she not have any self-respect? That Darius just jizzed all over her. The ladies in the chat, is this how ladies talk? Is this what's going on here?
Fucking Mona Lisa.
Girl, first off, why? Second off, why? Third off, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Oh my God, like, I'm a messy bitch, but this is TMI. Okay? And I've told.
Yeah, totally TMI. It's much more than I needed to know, for sure.
I am the queen of TMI, but this is like TMI for moi. But I don't know, this is, if you're very intoxicated and emotional, another reason why I'm celibate, and this is great celibacy fuel. Dude, it gets extremely explicit, so trigger warning, she's going to be talking explicitly about sex acts.
Oh yeah, I should have done the trigger warning.
Darius IRL. This girl has I don't know what her deal is. I saw her hanging out with Princess, and I watched like some clips, but I don't know any of her background. But she's a pretty girl. I saw she was.
It's very nice to recalling her a her. I mean, I'm sorry.
Hanging out with them and started streaming, but apparently she has some beef with people, and this happened. I don't know if this happened last.
Ruby did Shatterbait? Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't even know. So I play my cards right. I could run into her then.
Tonight, let me check. Yes, this was posted 9 hours ago. On a
Yeah. I agree. She's not pretty. Yeah. I don't want to go to that level of mean. You know, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. I don't know her. Whatever. She seems kind of crazy to me. Seems wild that she's talking like that about herself, about what Darius did, and it's Darius, who just seems kind of like a low-life douchebag to me.
website. So I'm assuming they clipped it pretty quickly. So this was probably last night.
Lisa painting from fucking Leonardo da Vinci. He came all over me. So you know what everyone must know? We fucked. Yeah, me and Darius IRL fucked. You know why? Because I want to take him away from all this. I don't want him to be with Xena. I don't want him to be with all this.
You're trying to.
So she doesn't want Darius to be with these other girls. So her solution is to bang him. And thinking that, like, he would stay with her. That's... Wait. Does she think she has some, like, magic pussy or something? What? What? That is bonkers. Is it true she's 6'2"? Yeah. That's the word on the street.
Fuck him to save him? Girl. You can't save a fuckboy by fucking him.
Shit, because I actually like him. I'm not obsessed, but I want to have a relationship with you, but you're still fucking...
Yeah! You gotta link up with this bitch.
You know what's crazy?
Come to Rule
would get drunk and talk about it. He wants every...
I went to the gym and you got drunk.
No, he knows that I would talk about it because he wants Xena to know that he fucked me. And he doesn't actually give a shit. So
Of course he does. He's still obsessed with Xena. Like, these chicks, man, they think they could bang some dude who's like banging other women, and then they can fix him. Like, that's not how it's working. If the guy is a player, banging him to fix him isn't going to fix him. You're just giving him what he wants. Like, once you give it, it's been given. You know? That's it. Like, they don't know how to tame a player.
who loses at the end of the day.
I mean, I would recommend ladies not get involved with those player types, but, you know, they will do what they do.
Guess who loses at the end of the day? Guess who loses at me because he's still in love with Xena, and then he's gonna know, oh, I don't want a relationship with you, so then I get pushed on the outside, and then I feel like I can't hang out with everyone else because
Honestly,
then
I think most streamers are
fallen for you. I've fallen for you, and you're still in love with Xena, and then you know that I let you treat me like shit because I want to.
Oh, she's fallen for him too. She's in love with Darius. Oh. Wow.
Year around you. So my alternative choices are A, completely.
It's so much better. I mean, I'm very fortunate. Maybe it's a blessing and a curse that I can do well being alone for long periods of time. You know, I was homeschooled for a period growing up and didn't have friends until I was like a teenager. And then I finally met friends and like moved out and kind of blossomed socially. But I've spent years just like alone doing my own thing. That's how I got into just like reading and writing and little crafts and music, you know, because it was before the internet.
Is that while you were using drugs or after, or like?
You know, so I developed those interests and qualities. But anyway, yeah, everyone, I think literally everyone who's a streamer is mentally ill. It's kind of where I'm at.
I can say, yeah. Even I am mentally ill in some ways. I mean, I don't know if you've seen me dressed up as Big Baby. That's not something a sane man does. If you haven't seen it, you don't want to. It's going to haunt your mind, dude. It's going to haunt your dreams. You're going to have nightmares forever. She has more testosterone than Darius, for sure. But Darius seems to like these women that could kick his ass. I watched that one that one clip where Darius kept on getting his ass kicked over and over and over again. It is sector big baby. Yeah.
At least the people I see, but I focus on like this very niche, like bizarre corner of the internet because my first experience streaming basically was through Grace. So shout out for that. I think. Who knows if I'd be doing better if I just stuck to like, doing weekly, like, kind of interviews or whatever. Who knows? I'm happy where I'm at.
I remove myself from everybody else because they're your friends, or we keep fucking, you keep lying.
Also, having to be with someone, like, chat. One's in the chat if you like being single. Two's in the chat if you're someone who like hates being single and needs to be in a relationship. Some people are really like
All right,
that.
chat. You guys can answer that. One in the chat if you like being single. Two in the chat if you hate being single and need to be in a relationship. Or you just press 3 and be like, hey, I'm married. All right, I am in a relationship. Thank you, W. Pistons. There might be another video in the works. I haven't filmed it yet. There's some ideas. Hans Guru says she towers Darius by 10 inches. You mean her dick does? For just pay for whores. Hey, well, yeah. That's great. You don't have to worry about them afterwards,
That they cannot just exist and do their own thing. And I often have a drive to like isolate. My natural instinct is almost always toward like solitude and like solitary activities. So I have to push myself to be social. And when I am social, it can set off like
Hurricane Paro, never ever listen to women. I understand that. I agree with that.
You
can ask my wife about that one. I don't
and
listen
then
to her.
everything's good and dandy.
Okay, done. Okay, one, I never once told you that we'd be dating. You said multiple.
Really?
Okay.
Really? No, one is don't care.
No, let's have a leak session. Let's have a leak session. You sit here and say that
a leak session.
Call Xena, and if she answers, I'm serious.
Wait, is a leak session what they're calling a struggle session?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not really understanding the connection there, but yeah.
I don't give a fuck about streaming. I'm telling you right now, I will.
Oh, yeah, PDL. I remember that. I heard about that. Yeah, Ruby had sex with an ex-boyfriend to make cam girl content. Didn't she also have sex with someone for drugs too? Or was that the same person?
Give my channel away. I liked you for you. I like the fact.
Oh, she is seriously in love with Darius.
You're an asshole. No, but you knew it would happen. You know why? Because you said no. You want to know what he said? You want to know what he said? He said, "Oh, you're missing out on the bag. I don't give a fuck about money. I like you, nigga. I like you. I don't give a fuck."
She's in love with Darius.
That is so depraved and sad to me that and I've seen people leak messages with him before where he claims that his whole thing with Xena is a public performance for money. And that's like his excuse to continue like being in that orbit and like vortex with her and fucking other bitches and like having an excuse for things not lining up. She better be pretty young to be following. I don't know.
PDL.
No judgment. When I made so many horrible like dating choices in my late teens and early 20s. And, and then I just dated people for a while and then I was celibate for a long time. And now I'm back on the celibacy ship for the indefinite time being. Yeah.
Well, maybe you're back on the celibacy thing, Ruby, because no one really wants to date you. That might be the meanest thing I said. Okay. Oh yeah. Lucy Blue. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Oh yeah, we got this stream right here that we're cooking with. We just took a quick little diversion because they had mentioned Merc So I was like, okay, well, let's watch this clip so we get an idea who this person is, in case you didn't know. Because I didn't know who they were. I didn't really follow Darius. That stuff is kind of way out there for me. You know, my focus is pretty much on the core, the Thorpe stuff. If we get outside of that, I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. How much do I care? You know. There is one thing she says I do want to play, though.
You know, I have a whole lot of work to do myself, and I do well on my own. I feel like I'm more productive. I feel like, I don't know. I just don't know. But I would a million times rather be alone than...
To answer your question here for the show, losers. Losers. That's who Darius and Merc and all these people are. Losers.
Get back shots from Darius IRL because he promised to be my boyfriend and then fucked me and then said, just kidding, I love Xena. Yikes! She said she's quitting streaming. It's like, yeah, it's celibacy fuel. Thank you for that. And no shit to you, Mark, because it's like I've made a million bad decisions, you know, so I don't want to be dehumanizing to her.
Good question
that
there.
She went through this humiliating experience and then she drunk posted this or whatever. People make mistakes. People do stupid shit. People fuck. People get drunk. Welcome to reality, bitches. It's a mess.
Talk about a bed. He said, I'm not.
You told me that you want to keep stuff secret.
I do, because I like you, fucking retard.
Because I like you. I like you. I think she really meant to say I love you. Dude, she banged Darius one time and now she's hooked on his D.
The fact that he walks in and has that like in her face is so dystopian. What is wrong with you people?
I don't want people in our relationship.
Cool, okay.
But the minute you force me into a position where I have to
And
defend
also,
myself,
and
then
we
the
had-
other night,
and when we had-
and then the other night,
And if we had-
I sat there and I took it like a good girl. I said, I apologize. I'll do best in the future. You know why? Because if I would have said,
And you did. And what's that? What's today? And what's today? What's today?
You put me in a position where I have to tell everyone.
No,
we
I didn't.
fucked.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You didn't have to tell everyone all that business about how Darius jizzed all over you. What? What are you talking about?
You tried to engage with me.
Darius has the biggest cock on Kick.com. He fucked me.
Oh
Sideways,
yeah, dude, she loves his penis.
reverse, cowgirl.
Why?
Because she's crazy. And she's probably, I gotta say this, she might not look, she doesn't look like a 10, okay? I don't really care about the scales like that, okay? Look, I'll be fair. I'll be honest what I'm looking at here, okay? She doesn't look hot, but I bet you she fucks well. I bet you she fucks well. I'm just saying because those that are crazy usually do. And she is hooked on his D. She is hooked on it.
Upside down. Why? Because I want to be in a.
Upside down. Upside down. I haven't even done that. I wouldn't even do that to my wife. Upside down. What? What? What would you tell my wife to get on her head? But that's something you see in a freaking porno. No sense in censoring my language for ad money now with this clip, you know. Oh man, she's too bony. Yeah. I like a little bit more meat there, you know. I like more cushion for the pushing. You know what I'm saying? But man, there is not a position she won't do.
That was good
a
timing.
relationship with him. So I fuck people, you know. I really like Darius because I like his personality. He fucked me in the pussy. Last night it kind of stunk because he went to the gym and I'm about to start
Was she saying her pussy stunk?
ovulating, and I literally asked him.
Holy shit, this is like Thorpe
What in the world?
levels of like cringe and TMI and weird sex stuff. I can't. Why?
No, does it not stink a little bit? He said no.
Is this just the normal
It's getting fishy down there.
amongst streamers.
Oh, it smells fine. I can't smell anything. He fucking stunk because he goes to the gym and he doesn't shower. His dick stunk, and I still fucked him. There's Xena. Xena had sex with Shuvi. Xena had sex with fucking what is his nigga's name? Sam Bond. Xena
I don't know any of these people.
had sex with you. Xena had sex with Action Man to get invited to the fucking
Who's Action Man? He gets all the action?
Jack Doherty house. I don't give a fuck. I fucked what? One streamer.
Maybe she's bony because that's her source of protein. Is all this fucking, all this banging, dude. What in the world? Her only source of protein. Wow.
What?
Oh, by the way, we got 10 likes. Thank you for the 10 likes. Every 10 likes, I'm supposed to take a shot of something. I got Tito's vodka. That's all I have over here right now. She's a basketball player, man.
That is quite the claim.
She plays for the
Xena fucked
that team
Action
that no
Man
one watches.
to get invited to Jack Doherty's party. I'm not sure.
I don't even know who that is.
I've heard the name, but I don't know anything. Aren't they like a teenage streamer? I don't. Wow.
Isn't that the douchebag that will like try to start fights with people and you'll have like a bodyguard with him?
Yes, more fridge content will be coming. I will be cleaning out the fridge on stream. I've got some days off coming up, so
Hey,
stay tuned
how's it going?
for all kinds of poverty porn. It's going to be amazing. Poverty and mental illness porn.
Wow, I had sex with Darius IRL. I'm a whore. Okay, I'm a whore, cool. But guess what? I've never had an abortion.
What is that, a bragging right? You know, I might be the biggest skank there is. You know, there isn't a dick I haven't sucked, but at least I haven't had an abortion. That is... Wow, man. Dude, like, this girl's got to keep an eye on her, okay? That's because she is content for real. She's content. No abortion yet. Yet. Put that on my CV. That's on a resume. Oh man, that's so good. Oh man. Oh. Okay. See, he's just like, I just got here. What did I walk into? Oh man, I don't even know where to begin. Where to begin? Oh man, we don't have any time for a recap. Oh god. This chick is talking about how she was banged by Darius. Darius is this other streamer guy. Doggy, reverse cowgirl, missionary, upside down, all the positions you could think of. Was jizzed all over the place. Very gross, very graphic stuff. But at least she didn't have an abortion. Okay. All right.
Is this like is it like so common now that bitches are like aborting their babies that it's like a bragging point? Like, hey, the kitchen sink is beautiful. I mean, it's usable. There's just like a slight hole in the faucet, so it sprays all over the place. But
that's a weird segue.
it's been using. I've been making coffee at the house. We are leveling up in all ways. I've been making food at the house.
All right, here's my shot of Tito's.
The bodega lifestyle had to upgrade. Oh, did I say Jack Doherty? I'm sorry. I'm a millennial, dude.
No, it's good.
I'm a millennial.
I've never done this. And the only reason I was worried about being better than Xena was because I wanted to impress him. I wanted to take care of him. Stop! The only reason I worried about being a good girl is because I wanted to be better than Xena, because I thought that maybe he would fall in love with me. Yeah,
and that's the thing that these crazy women do. They'll try to bang a dude who's a player and think that's what will tame him.
thought that he would care about me. Yeah, I didn't want anyone to know because it's nobody else's business who sticks their dick in me. It's nobody else's business, and eventually I want to get to it.
But you're right here on stream. You're telling everybody the business, and very graphic, I might add.
To a point where I can leave streaming, where I can have a family, where I can get married. Fuck all this streaming bullshit. I don't give a fuck about who knows who. I don't give.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I've had sex with.
Then why are you streaming talking about fucking Darius IRL and all the things that Xena did with action? Like, come on, bitch.
Darius.
Yeah. Oh, let's name off all the girls you've had sex with. You want to know how many people I've had sex with since you? When.
His body count is probably so high. No offense, Darius, but you look kind of like ran through.
Marcy. Sorry, Winnie. I love you. Immortal. I'm so glad you reached Immortal. You want to know the last person I had sex with after Winnie?
A lot of like kind-hearted women, they fall for like, you know, the wrong kind of guy who's just not the person for them. It sucks. Love is weird. Relationships are hard, but you know, you just have to find someone who's like your equal, you know, not better, not worse, just someone who's on your level.
You dumbass.
Whatever that level.
You know why? Because I don't have sex with people out here. I'm not out here fucking. I could be like use my pussy to get in fucking dream hacked. I could use my pussy to do this. I could use my pussy to do that because she's fucking everybody out here. But I'm not doing that. You know why? Because I use my personality. Because unlike Xena, I actually have a personality, and I actually liked you.
I mean,
I thought that.
Well, you did try to use your pussy to tame Darius, and that did not work.
Something else, but like, it's not attractive to me that he like probably has STDs and has fucked like tons of people
material,
and is extremely reckless and exploitative to the women he interacts with. I don't know, whatever the equivalent. There's probably some equivalent there, but it's not giving Casanova. It's giving like you are using sex as a way to like self-harm. Honestly, you're very mentally ill.
I would realize that this girl, even though she's tall, because I know a lot of people talk about how tall I am, I thought that maybe you would realize that I'm not actually going to beat the shit out of you, even though every single time I can raise my hand.
I disliked you. I just told you I wasn't trying to prove relationship stuff.
Okay, then you know what? We can have a relationship. I'm done. Okay.
You said you.
No, I want to be with you, you fucking retard.
That's not what you said before.
I want to be. Okay, well, I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now. I want to be with you.
Yeah, I know, and I'm saying no because.
Okay, then we're done. Okay, there's no content. We're done.
Okay.
All right, I'm going.
What do you think?
No, I'm not having this conversation. If we're not going to beat it, it's in. All right.
Okay, I understand that.
I don't have anything to say to him. Because I'll never be her.
Oh, you have something else to say.
I'll never be good enough for him.
No, dude.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking.
It's just everyone has different values and what they look for in a partner, but you know, people tend to like, if you're someone who values sex and relationship, that's something you want to save for someone you're in a relationship with, married to, you know, you're going to be looking for someone who has similar values. You know, you're not going to be looking for someone who has a high body count. You know, the girl who's saving herself for marriage isn't going to want to be with the guy, you know, who's like the town drunk and like fucks every bitch at the end of the night, you know, some random old person because they're fucking like addicted to sex and validation from women.
Right, yeah. But if that was the case, what she's doing here, it probably would have been a lot better if she would have established that with him before she tried to use her pussy as a way to try to tame Darius and get Darius to be all about her, because that didn't work.
Talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
But if someone does have that relationship with sex where it doesn't affect them as much and they just want to like be really hedonistic and live life to the fullest in that way, as long as they're safe and communicative and honest about it. The issue with Darius is it seems like he dangles something in front of women, whether it's fame or clout or I'll be your boyfriend, and then he does like a bait and switch. That seems to be a common narrative, and that's to me like unethical. But I mean,
because of her chatterbait experience, Hurricane. That's why.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
You're talking about me. You're talking
I can talk about you.
Thoughts in your fucking brain.
It's not demonic. I'm not a demon. I'm not a demon.
You're having demonic thoughts. You have demons in there, man.
I don't give a fuck. Because guess what? I can move to New York. I don't give a shit.
You shouldn't have to keep moving, bro.
I don't give a fuck.
You shouldn't have to keep moving and running away from things. It's okay. We can be homies.
No, I don't want to. I want to be with you.
The closer she gets to the camera, the more, the less favorable it looks, you know?
I don't want to be homies. Get your fucking phone out of my face.
It's true. Broadly, it's like applauded for a woman to be a virgin. But I remember when I was a virgin, I just wanted to get rid of it, and I felt embarrassed about it. But that was just because of the social circle I was in, and I was always hanging out with people who were a lot older than me. My social circles.
What? What is that, Ruby? Just hanging out with older people, and she lost her virginity to older people. What happened there? You know what? Let's move on.
So I wanted to be at that level or whatever.
How old are we talking about?
But yeah, it's a
move
messed
on.
up standard that it's much more frowned upon for men to be incels or save themselves for marriage or to have any boundaries with that, really. Like, if women act crazy when you reject them too sexually, they'll literally go straight to like, you're gay, you don't love me, because there's this idea that men are just like always horny, will fuck anything. And that's not true for the majority of men, but there are some people who are like that, who live up to that stereotype,
I'm not gonna.
We don't need
Darius.
we don't
I'm
need to be
not.
in a relationship.
Listen, Darius. I'm not gonna put my hands on you. I'm not gonna put my hands on you. I would respect if you would just leave me alone. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Can you do this?
No, I don't. I don't have anything else here. I don't care. Thank you. Goodbye. Whoa. Do you mind if I sat down with your attorneys? My pussy hurts. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, if anyone has any updates on the Destiny lawsuit, I haven't really.
Okay. So I think we got the most of this. Darius was banging a basketball player. I think you guys want to continue to explore more what's going on with this crazy basketball player, WNBA. I'm not sure what team. It wouldn't matter anyway. No one really watches. Can you take her face away now? Yes, we can. We can. We could switch back to the Thorps. I never thought I'd be happy to see Grace's face. But here we are. Okay. We're going back to Thorps. And that they just spent a good amount of time saying they're no longer doing drama stuff, or at least they want to get away from it, and they're reacting to Kino Casino. Reacting to their clip. Okay.
A WNBA player.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't wear much makeup. I do think she's sort of pretty, but also just like being gigantic.
Yeah.
But also like the Darius thing. Like, I mean, it's obviously not. I mean,
Their audio's low.
She's like must tower over Darius. Right?
She does, yeah.
Absurd.
I saw it on stream.
And what is he up to, right? It's just some kind of.
Ben is mumbling away from his mic.
Kind of alienated, but also.
She seems
legit.
It's like, Ben, you have a microphone. You need to be near the microphone. If you're like this, it doesn't pick you up.
Ultimately, like sort of a beautiful, striking woman. And, this is more like, I don't know.
You think she has lesbian vibes?
WNBA.
Yeah, WNBA, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, it's sort of ghetto-y or alienated, you know.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
I would have thought
like,
lesbian.
Mostly boring.
I would have thought trans.
Yeah.
But
I don't know much. I've never really gotten into her.
yeah, I watched her a little bit. She's funny.
Dick Grace.
But I wouldn't say anyone.
The funniest comment all night was
Montaria
asking, "Who's the boy?
Like,
is that Ben Thorpe's son?" And I was like, "Who? Andy Worski? No, the one sitting right next to him." It was great. It was great.
She's more goofy. She like Xena's like a high maintenance. She's like not as high maintenance. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. You don't think she's feminine at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
WNBA. WNBA. If you think WNBA women are hot, okay, sure.
Can I play
I can't think of any group of people that are less sexually interesting than WNBA women.
Can I play? Let me play a minute.
That's
of
just
this.
me though.
No, can I play a minute of this clip just so people can hear her voice?
But I've seen the WNBA. No one shows up.
Yeah.
No one goes. No one's interested. And
that's true.
By the way, shout outs in the chat here. CE, how's it going, man? It's good to see you. Gia, hope you. Hey, you guys are always welcomed here. Everyone's a dude here. All you dudes are welcomed. Greatest ally Israel. That's right, the greatest ally of all time. I hope you weren't timed out. I don't say any mod to time out because the only mod I have here is give crack to me, and that's only because he gives me the crack. Okay, which is how I got the pink eye, which I still have it. I can't quit the crack. He writes the material, by the way, all the jokes. Here for the show. Hey, how's it going? Hurricane Pyro, McKinsey, Montyro. All right, I just keep on saying your name in different ways. Paranormal Drama Llama. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your, just chatting in the chat there and pressing the like button and supporting. And I definitely appreciate it. We started early. It's only 9, so we have like another hour or so to go. I'm good. Hope you're comfy and enjoying your Wednesday.
The women's tennis people show up. I show up. I would show up. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of feminine women there.
Yeah.
But not WNBA.
This is one of the OPC memes. I mean, that's what PPP was literally saying. Is like,
yeah,
GTA
still have the eye.
Yeah.
No, but let me play a minute of this.
I don't know what that means. You're saying in grand.
The eye healed for like a week, and then it came back, and it looks like it's healing now again. I'm just gonna suck it and pay the $50 copay to see the doctor, so they can tell me what they think it is and give me more eye drops that aren't gonna help. I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm honestly defeated with the eye. But not seeing a doctor is not helping, so maybe I should see the doctor again.
Something auto. That's the sound.
Yeah, when you get killed. Yeah. Yeah. 6'2". Also, we have Adam in the chat. Adam says, "I play with her. She's crazy." I don't know what that means. Play video games with her?
Oh.
Let me play a minute of this clip just so you guys can hear her voice, because I think that will validate the WNBA claims.
Already out. I fucked Darius IRL. Yes, I did. And he fucking came on my back. He came on my ass. He came all over me. He painted me like a fucking Mona Lisa painting from fucking Leonardo da Vinci. He came all over me.
Okay,
so you know what's one must know?
It's not just a tone of voice. A woman who talks about sex like that, it's like a gay man.
Yes.
It's like a what's his name? Destiny.
I think Ben's gonna be like this the whole entire time, like away from his mic.
He was talking about his like stuff.
Yeah.
Did Grace not correct him?
Had conversations with gay men. They talk like that. Like it's like that's normal for gay guys to talk like that. It's not normal for a woman to talk like this about sex. They just generally have a different kind of tone.
Well, I'll take a shot
So
of
she's just
Tito's
very,
for every 10 likes.
It is what it is,
Yeah.
It's not sexy.
Yeah.
Just
She
we
talks
have
about
20
it like
watching. Maybe we get 20 likes.
Yeah. She talks about it like she's
That'd be
cleaning her
cool.
house, just no soul. Yeah, I agree. I think I mean, it's definitely an attempt to seem cool, but
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very bro.
Yeah.
Ben is wearing
But
the gay
even Eva,
holster.
who's like super alienated, whose mother said that she has like the spirit of like a rapper,
yeah,
a young male rapper.
yeah,
Was demure about her sexual experiences with Darius. And
yeah.
was able to experience some intimacy, although he was just playing her.
Mm-hmm.
But like she was genuinely hurt by it or whatever, and like didn't want to talk about it. Okay, so there's at least a trace of kind of genuine feminine receptivity. I mean,
Ben,
you
what
could
you're
send something
saying
like
is
this that you
probably
were
very
born and be like,
interesting.
okay,
Not
that
really.
was that experience. Anyway,
If you're
I'm
closer
having
to the
mashed
mic,
potatoes
we
and
could
fish
hear you better.
for lunch. And the reason I say mashed potatoes and fish is because you said you were going to get me that, and I never have had that meal.
That does sound really good.
Mashed potatoes and fish.
Actually, I have some. You want to try? I got
Mashed potatoes and fish. I'll pass. Well. Then what? Actually, I was gonna say I'd pass on that. But what's fish and chips? Fried potatoes and fish.
Red Idaho instant mashed.
I'm starving.
Okay.
But anyways,
I can go grab a
think
fish
you're
dinner.
getting-
Oh, since we're talking about food, lately my diet, by the way, every night has been some sort of variation of this, like tuna fish, or like grilled chicken with a lot of salads, a lot of green beans. I'm trying to eat better, do better, and I'm starting to see results with my blood pressure. So there's that. Even with the shots and the smoking in the backwoods, the little cigarillos. So it seems to be working. Then again, of course, I'm also on a lot of blood pressure meds.
You're now getting into like your thing of like getting silly. It's totally fine, but I think like I shouldn't be part of this. Like I do think this like there's a kind of bifurcation that needs to happen here.
Are you sure though? Because you brought up Merck and you were talking about her.
Is that true?
Like you find it
More
interesting. I'm
viewers
not
than-
saying this should be
Not really.
24/7.
Not really.
Okay.
How much time would I spend? Like you could see it potentially, and like I put it to you and to the chat as well. You could see potentially.
That's cool.
How someone like Merck, who's 6'2",
It's not a contest for me, though.
might say like, oh, we can make NBA kids together, right? And finally, I can be with someone that I can wear high heels with.
Yeah.
But I would find her utterly sort of like boring sexually.
Yeah.
Even if I was interested in, you know what I mean, like in making a connection like that.
Look at Ben's shirt again. Look at this. Look, it is so tight on him. It is like it is bad. You know.
I was actually interested in had some.
The
degree of
buttons are
interest in
gonna
Ruby,
fly off
because on camera she's quite I would say striking,
Mhm.
and Ava, but there's zero.
Thank
there.
you, C.
So I'd have to be completely faking.
I'm looking dope.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if I'm completely faking it and she's sort of vapid, I mean, it ends up just being I'm just busting.
Yeah, my wife was saying that the
Darius's
other day.
balls.
She's
What
like,
does
man, I
that
really
get
like
me?
your grays
Or us?
and your
Money?
beard.
No,
So, I mean,
not
I'm going
really.
to steal his girl. I'm not stealing his girl.
Yeah.
It just seems okay, this is
Ben, you couldn't steal his girl because you would need a dick that works. First off, his dick doesn't work, from what I hear. As a guy, I don't really care about the functionality of another guy's penis. All right, that's something I really care about. But apparently that's been going around. I'm just saying that the rumor.
the amount of energy to get there. You're going to end up saying okay, Prancess, why don't you come visit us? Why do we care whether Prancess visits us?
Mm-hmm.
He sucks. Everyone knows he sucks. He's a content death.
Yeah.
She might be slightly interesting, but it's just
Is that why you go on Prance's streams?
That's how I feel.
yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's. I don't know. And at the beginning of all this stuff, I was oh yeah, okay, so there's some interesting females out here, but
it's bad. It's really bad.
I have to at least believe in it a little bit. That little Chinese girl, or what was she? Ty,
I think.
Okay, she's pretty. Looks like she's got a nice body.
He totally struck out with her as well. There's a clip that maybe we'll get into eventually one day. Probably not. Where Ben was talking to the Thai girl he's talking about, and it didn't go very well.
I get it, but I'm not a passport bro who wants a submissive 25-year-old.
One more thing. We're just going to watch and chill, and little comments here and there. I am thinking about doing a panel sort of style stream, probably on the weekends. But it can't be like a dating thing because first off, I'm married, so what are we doing then with that? I guess I'm on the host. I'm not the one who's at the subject of that. It's not going to be a dating style thing. It's not going to be that. Something different. And that's all I know.
Thailand, in my life, what would I have to say to her? What would she have to say to me? She obviously is with tattoos. It's it just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
A man who's
I'm not sure. We weren't talking about this, but I'm not sure what the point you're making is. You're saying that you don't find streamer women interesting?
No, you were saying, are you sure? No, I don't understand what you're saying. You were saying, are you sure? It seems like it
I'm
could be
addicted to
interesting. And I'm
crack.
saying, no, I was saying this shit is sort of I'm not that interested.
Okay, you brought her up to say you're not interested. This is an example of what I'm not interested in.
I understand how you're saying well, you brought her up, but I just don't understand why we're debate broing this. I'm just saying.
Okay.
My larger theme here is, I think this stuff is more interesting to you than it is to me.
Yeah.
And
but you are the one who brought it up,
point,
though.
The OPC Don fall is not that interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
You go this guy did this thing. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually interested enough to get out of the back of the van.
You weren't. Ben didn't even care. Ben had no concern whatsoever about OPC Don.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
And even if you said the EMTs are here, I'd be well, I don't know. Let me know. But
Yeah.
can we get out of here? Because I want something to eat.
Yeah.
It's not our issue. People do stupid things. I don't care. It wasn't oh my gosh, Grace, we should be careful in the future. He's a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
If he was under 18, I'd be shit, we got to really reconsider the choices we make.
Oh, we got 14 likes.
Facilitating
this, or if we're
six
giving him
more, I
drugs and
can't
then having to
count.
do that.
Six
but we
more,
weren't. It's
can do another
I don't
shot of Tito's.
Have any interest in? I wish
get
you
it,
well,
I get
but
it.
I just think it doesn't.
I'll do a shot of Tito's for 6 more likes or super chat or dono. I'll do that as well. Our members, things like that. Yeah.
It doesn't make much money.
Yeah, no, it
and it's
doesn't.
not really that interesting.
Nope.
But it's a little bit interesting. But I lost interest 30 seconds in when he got up.
Mm-hmm.
And even if he hadn't gotten up, I wouldn't have had that much interest in it.
Fair enough. He's a grown man. He did something stupid.
There was a
And Ben's being honest there.
thing right next door.
Yeah.
When they
So OPC Don could have cracked his skull, could have been bleeding, and Ben wouldn't care. He's no, I'd rather watch this debate on Christianity.
showed up, I would have been let's go get something to eat. I don't
No,
they got
this is
it. I
their
can't let you sit
studio.
here. And I'm not going to sit there even if it was like kind of
They're not supposed to live here.
like I don't think I'd make a lot of visits to the hospital to like hold his hand and be like, bro, it's gonna be all right.
But
it's
they
just
do.
stupid.
It is stupid.
But it wasn't. It was fine. And I appreciate. Like I don't think he would be surprised by that. It's like he was fine. It was. He knew what he was doing. I guess.
He took the risk. It's
There was
freely
no-
took the risk.
and there was no consequence. It was just about as risky as putting the donut shit. Like he fell right.
Yeah.
He I think says like I would do it again.
Yep.
I don't know what to say.
Ben is right. Old dudes don't find people getting hurt interesting.
There's a lot of clips online of people doing stupid things and falling, like epic fails. Like I don't
Yeah.
find it that interesting.
Yeah.
I get how like once in a while it's interesting to watch.
A PDL, very Christian of them.
What am I doing?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Ben
It's fun to watch
said that
human
Christians
bodies,
should
like,
be
crazy,
less
you know,
caring.
Human stupidity, laugh at ourselves is the best case scenario.
I guess
Yeah.
Christians
Laugh at
should
others
be
to get
less
better at ourselves.
Christian-like.
There's a lot of what times that happens. I'm not into that. But
Okay, so we've covered why. Please don't update right now. We've covered.
I don't think there's anything wrong with me saying like you might be more interested in that. I'm not that interested in that, and I don't want you to take offense if I say, Grace, I'm just not that interested.
I don't take offense. I am more interested in you than you, but I want it to be a side thing. I'm not interested in making it the
If it was a
main.
big moneymaker,
Yeah, you're
I'd
right.
be like, okay, like all right, I'll pretend to be interested, but like,
Right.
if it's not a moneymaker and I'm not genuinely interested,
Right.
what do I fucking care?
He can't
It's time
care.
to
He
transition to
doesn't
something
care
else.
at all.
Which I would like to get into. Okay, so we've gone over how it's not working. I think everybody understands that. Nobody's saying you should
The way I
spend
see
down to
this-
your last
the way I-
$5.
The way I see this panning out is like we're much more conservative in the sense like we're sticking close by. We're not even burning diesel unless there's like genuinely like something really compelling.
Yeah, like the whatever podcast.
Which doesn't mean that we get prepaid the whole amount, but like it's got to really feel like it's a great investment. I do like a morning thing that's like focused on religion, intellectual, but also like personality-ish, but only as like the dressing or the icing on the cake, not the cake.
Yeah.
This is the same content they started wanting to do after Misunderstood. And that was like the downfall of their Misunderstood channel. And in fact, on that, let me ask you, what was Grace's peak, streamer-wise? If we're talking about money, what was the highlight? What was the peak?
And then you at night, if you want to be silly, get drunk, talk about stupid shit that's going on, fine, with or without me, but like mostly without me.
Yeah.
It's just you letting your hair down and being a fart face, but also updating on little silly stuff in Discord.
Or going for little trips that
He
don't
has
cost
a-
a lot of
I thought
money.
he had a
but it's
PhD in
whatever,
that.
I'm
If you
going
say,
to
like,
go
No,
shopping
no,
or
no.
something.
I want to go on a trip this weekend. It's
Does
mostly
he
vacation.
have?
You can chill. Well, I'm going to meet up with this kind of thing. Okay, fine. I know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care, but I just don't think the pressure. I just don't think there's that much that's a unique selling proposition.
I agree.
In what we've ended up formulating, which is you being out front, me kind of helping to run things, but you don't really listen to me. But like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to say, anyways.
Yeah.
And
I know he was a teacher at a Catholic school, and there's something about some sort of degree in theology or something like that. Yeah, he has a master's. Okay, a master's. Look at that, a master's. All I have is a bachelor's. You forgot her peak? Her peak was post LCL Queens, yeah. Local Queens. That was the moment she got all those members. She was getting more donations. She was ringing in those that were like kicked out by Keemstar. You know, because Keemstar has been burning people for like saying things he doesn't like and all this stuff, whatever. They could be top donos, top wells. You know, kick them out. And Grace took them in. And the Thorps took them in, and it was working. And Shield Force, I remember that guy, even told him that, hey, man, this is working for you guys. You just have to maintain the grift or maintain it. But it's not something Ben wanted to do. So they did not do that. And there we go. Texas was a big money maker. You know what? When they were in Texas, I thought that was cool. And I think with the way the economy is in Texas, they could have made that work. Gas is cheaper there. You know, like, I think they could have made it work. Now, it's summertime now, and it would be hot as hell. You know, the stink would be a lot more noticeable. Anyway.
antics, because I don't see how, even if you were to say like, okay, I'm going to be on with iShow Speed, why would he want you on his show?
I don't
What
really.
do you bring? You're female. You're pretty. You're more like maybe mature than him.
Wouldn't he
But,
want
he's
somebody
just
like
doing
Merc
that.
or Xena who's going to be crazy and do something crazy? Because that's what the genre wants.
Yeah,
I don't take it offensively. I'm just not going to be that person.
I just don't really think he needs a female co-star.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
And he does very sanitized kind of Nickelodeon type content, which is fine, but like you're more edgy. And whatever. Ice Poseidon, are you gonna, like, if you could be like, oh my gosh, Ice Poseidon takes a shining to me, he's kind of falling in love with me or whatever. Like, I just don't really think either of you are gonna be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a certain charm. Guys who are sort of super needy will like kind of publicly fall for you, but like I think a guy like Ice Poseidon is gonna like understand like career is different than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not gonna change.
Yeah.
So you and him could concoct something, but I don't really think he's into that. Like concocting a love arc for Ice Poseidon. I think he's more just like, let's just let it happen in real time and I have beefs or whatever. I don't know. I've tried to watch it.
There was a time where Ice Poseidon with the RV with all those characters like Blades, Only Use Me Blades, and Ice Show Speeds, a bunch of characters that they just mentioned. If they were still doing that, Grace could have been involved in that stuff, but probably without Ben, though. The thing is, people don't really want Ben around. Even the school that he taught at didn't want Ben around, as you guys mentioned in the chat. They kicked him out. They kicked him out.
Just stuff. It's boring. To me, it's boring. So why would you want to be part of something that's boring?
I think it's more
because
like
there's money involved. Okay, well then why not become a dentist?
Yeah, I think it's more what he does is like challenges. So
Right, it's very guy oriented. So
Yeah.
I mean, like Merc might be able to do that and be like, okay, I'll be in your challenge. I'll beat Darius. Interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like I don't watch Mr. Beast.
Right.
I've watched a few things, fascinating. Like I've got all this money, but it's sort of like boring. You don't learn anything about the human condition. It's just silly content. Fine.
But we're gonna learn about the human condition
But I
here.
just don't think that's our unique selling proposition.
I thought it was a unique selling point. Proposition? Maybe it's either one. But people are interested. Okay, they're
I
saying
don't know where you got that.
they're saying okay. So we understand.
No, like what Shark
That's
Tank
not
is basically
surprising.
like, so why
A
should I
racist
give you
joke.
money?
Right.
That's what he got
So they
implicated
make
on.
a proposition.
Yes.
It's your 5
It'd
minutes.
either be that or
Pitch. Yeah.
being too friendly with the boys.
So it's a proposition
Yeah, I get that.
that I'm selling because it's unique.
Yeah.
So when they say
He's
well, can
also a
anyone copy this,
pedophile
that
in the
means,
Greek
like,
sense.
only unique
Manu.
until someone else sees it.
That's what he
it's a
says.
Patent. Okay, that means it's unique. I'm the only person who can do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Or
Yeah.
like, well, what's unique about it is I have this product and I've sold a good amount of this, so I've proven that there's a demand. That's what sets me apart. There's no one else who's done those two things. So you're proposing something based on whatever evidence you have.
Yeah, I get that. And I don't really have one of those.
Well, I
I
think
don't care.
I think that people say like, okay, so if you drop me out of it or I'm just sort of in the back, you become like a personality streamer, and the vast majority of female personality streamers go the direction of like TNA.
OnlyFans, yeah.
Okay, because women are not really the source. So then the only source they can be, the only thing they can be, and you do have a lot of people who have told you like, without being particularly gross about it, like, hey Grace, like what's her name, Mrs. Feet or whatever. She said, like you can make hundreds of dollars just relaxing and showing your feet. Why are you killing yourself to make this kind of content?
Right.
I mean, what she's saying is like, this is how the economy works here. Like, there's tons of money if you're just willing to do this stuff that's sort of gross, which will pull you more into grossness.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to do that, it's sort of dry. It's sort of
So
not
has
much
Ben
there.
open
And
for
that's
Grace
true.
to do
Maybe
that?
at some point. And then there's like bad bitch, like just fuck you, kind of stuff. But like that may make you some money if you could be Tina or Becky.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a relatively small number of people that can actually make money off of that. And you have to degrade yourself. You have to be constantly.
It's an iPad
Keem
holster.
keeps it from the cops, but if you don't have Keem boosting you, you got to go cops. It's got to be cops showing up. You like pulling out. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
I just got a call on my.
Oh, see, already we're getting some tension between Ben and Grace. Did you just notice that? Ben was talking about something very important to him, as he always does. He noticed that Grace didn't seem very interested. And he took offense to that. So this room is interesting. They call it their studio. And to this day, I don't really understand the whole layout of it. Obviously, we see a door. I think there's like a a few other rooms there, but they're not supposed to live there. So it's not an apartment or a studio apartment. I don't even really know. Is this the thing above the storage unit? You know, I've been watching for so long. This room is like a question mark to me because they do have an apartment that looks very different from this. But they don't live there because they're afraid of the neighbors. The neighbor was on was it Ava stream? I think it was Ava stream once. And the neighbor does not like Ben because Ben got kind of weird with her little girl. PDL says he knows the layout. Okay. And it is not above the storage unit. Yeah, Jacinta, yeah. Which, to be fair, I would feel weird about Ben and Grace being around my kids. Which is part of the reason why I was like, I'm not going to collab with them or do anything with them when they're in Texas. I didn't want them to follow me. And then I have to explain things to my kids and to my wife and all this stuff. It would be a whole mess. And I do overthink things. Okay.
What? I got a call. I just was turning the call off. I am interested.
I'm not going to have the struggle session. It's not going to do it. Okay.
It was not supposed to be a struggle session, Ben. Grace just had a call.
Okay, you were talking about...
You're not really engaged here.
See, they cannot move away from the family drama, the dysfunction. It is deeply rooted in them. It is their dynamic. You can't get away from it. It's just y'all's habit. It's just the way you guys are. There is no getting away. Dude, this is like... This one stream so far, we're only like an hour in, and they're already kind of showing the cycle.
Okay, if you want to take a break, that's fine. But that's not true. I can repeat what you were talking about. You're saying there's different avenues for female streamers. If I become just a personality streamer and you're on the back burner, then there's the TNA route.
Yeah, okay.
There's the bad bitch.
Maybe I was just being hypersensitive because you used to do that stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, it's just not really a market.
Yeah.
If you want to develop a market, but I don't think you really do.
Yeah.
So why don't you do something else?
The chat saying
Leave
the
that aside.
Thorps are falling off.
Say, like, it's my social outlet.
Yes, which I love.
I love my Discord. I love a lot of people there. I don't want to alienate them. They may or may not be interested in what my dad's doing.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it from a cultural perspective.
Yeah.
There will be drama.
Oh, yeah.
When we encounter some of these fucking idiots.
Yeah.
They are so crazy.
You think Ruby's crazy. Wait till you see Catholic women. Traditional Catholic women. It's going to be fun.
Traditional?
I was going to say rad trad and I switched in my head. Maybe let's take a break. But yeah, I agree. Like I said, almost every solo female streamer actually has a pimp and has an OnlyFans. That's like Merc has an OnlyFans. Like it's amazing. Yeah. Almost all of them have an OnlyFans.
Hold on. So PDL's dropping some facts for us about Thorpe lore. The studio has several rooms. There are beds there. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did have it confused. They rent 4 places in total still. Well, I don't think they're going to be renewing those leases. And I wonder if Grace is worried about trying to carry the stream herself.
If you want to make it like a career, you need that. Like the personality content only feeds the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That's how the economy works.
Yeah.
And you can say like, well, I wish the economy was different, or I'm going to start my own genre that's self-supporting. Well, I just don't think it's there. I don't think people really look to live streaming to find that kind of content. I think they watch reality TV. And
Yeah.
the reality TV does a good job.
Yeah.
It's tough to be on Kick.
You guys are the new reality TV. What you guys do is the new reality TV, man.
Like refreshing all the time, and just a lot of bad, low quality for an occasional high that's going to become less and less frequent.
Yeah.
As you become more mainstream. And so I don't know what the genre is. It'd be like interactions in which like people, kind of like get in.
Yeah, that's what she has to do, man. She has to just sit there and agree.
The Ruby
and
level
nod.
stuff, saying like, I'm going to kill you with a knife. Like, it's not going to really happen very much. You're going to avoid those people.
Yeah.
And it just becomes an endless, repetitive, boring thing. Like, okay, Ruby, obviously you envy Grace and you do everything you said she did to you.
Fat whore cunt.
And
Okay.
there's not really much to
Do
say.
you have anything
Yeah, I
else
do
to say?
remember
Oh,
that.
okay.
So OPC Don was staying in that apartment for a little bit. He got kicked out. Some issue with the key. And then for some reason, they didn't go down to get the key, right? And I was like, why don't you just go get the key? Wow. Their annual rent total is estimated at $35K. Well, and I think their money is spent too. So I don't see them unless they have a stash somewhere,
Yeah. It just gets boring. I think it's funny. I don't mind doing it like once a week or something. I think it's funny in its own way, but it does get boring every day, and it's just way too stressful. Anyway, I can't say it enough. Like I'm not taking
What's
it
boring is
offensively.
someone's just screaming at you. This is why I was trying to have a conversation with Destiny. He never had a conversation with me.
Yeah.
None of these people have conversations. They just scream stuff, and then you go, all right, those are just allegations, and like it's all disrespectful. And then they continue screaming. It's like, that's pretty boring.
Angie Baby
Yeah,
says
what
that's
she's
literally
wearing is
business
not
plan. All
helping
these female
her,
streamers use Kick as a form
her
of
boobs
advertisement
at
for their
all.
OnlyFans. I mean, it's amazing. Like if you actually look into it, it's just like I'll meet a female streamer and I'll be like, "Oh, you're interesting," and then it's like OnlyFans. And I'm not saying that disqualifies you from being interesting, but it's like it's just kind of
That's a high price to pay.
Yeah.
To be able to be a streamer.
Yeah. Somebody else said something else. Oh.
Yeah, Ben, I saw you streaming a prawn yesterday. He's an episode. Yeah, I was actually trying to like definitively burn the bridge with Ruby by saying things that she and I both know are like anti-TOS. But since I'm a guest, it's not gonna be on me.
Yeah.
She should be in control of the content.
Yeah.
But
She's so desperate for content that
yeah.
she totally.
So it wasn't like I
on.
lost it. I was just like,
Oh man, I don't know if they should be saying that. That Ruby's desperate for content. I mean, I would say they're desperate for content, even more so. And Ruby has her problems, but she has people willing to pop into her panels and stuff. Okay, people are willing to do that. People want to do that.
I kind of want to make it like, okay, they can't come on here so that Grace isn't tempted to, because I think it's enough. I just think it's boring.
Yeah. Ruby's bridge is unburnable. Well, if somebody's desperate enough, it's not possible to burn the bridge with them. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing with like, okay, I think it's funny to troll going to South Carolina, but like, in actual fact, like, us driving down to South Carolina and trying to figure out where they are, and they're going to some boring
Ben, the mic.
nachos. Wow, how would that be interesting? What's
Yeah.
going to make that interesting?
The
They're
mic-
going to call the police.
The mic is a little far from you. It goes in and out. When it's
They're
going
gonna call the
to There
police.
we go. Yeah, they'll
And they
call
will
the
call the
police.
police.
They will, yeah.
And the police might investigate.
Right. They're not going to do
Uh,
anything.
The police will say what they always say, which is like, they don't want to be with you, but like, I don't see how you've violated anything.
Yeah.
But at a
Holy
certain point,
crap,
you
that's a
become
lot of
harassment,
money
but
just
you haven't
burned through.
Gotten there.
Yeah.
You get a certain amount of views
500K?
on that, and Ruby will scream about it for the rest of her life. For the rest of her life.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, if I had that money, man, all my debts would be taken care of. Oh, man, it would be nice. Oh, man. I'm just trying to navigate my own debt situation. I took on a new roof project. Oh, man.
It's stupid.
It is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, and I understand, Killer Tony. Ruby says she's going to come visit you, Grace. Personally, I don't think she's got the stone. She's too stupid. And, like, we wouldn't care if she was out here on the bike path with a sign saying, like, these people are rapists. We would just be like, okay, crazy, you know?
Yeah.
But she's not going to do that.
I don't care. And we just, maybe show her and just be like, okay.
Yeah. Crazy
she'd go
Stu.
home.
Crazy Stu. It's a satanic sex cult. Crazy Stu says it helps them, not you. That is true. Yeah. Being the villain helps the protagonists, but the villain doesn't actually make money off of it most of the time.
Ruby's making money.
To them, bring people to your way.
I don't know if they realize. I think Ruby's making more money donation and memberships than they are.
I don't know, these people who are hardcore anti-Thorpe people, like, it's a dwindling number of people.
Yeah.
From what your brother said, your mother.
Oh, Mersh can fix my roof?
Shaylin.
No, I want the project done right. I don't need someone with a lazy eye to be up there with a nail gun. Okay? All right? I don't need that.
All the time. He was just awful divorce.
Discord
loser.
divorcee. Yeah.
He was just vile. I don't think there's much bigger circle, and because people get tired of it. Like, oh, what's going on? It's like, I am a victim of my husband being masculine. Really, what's the latest? And there is nothing.
Yeah.
At a certain point, it just becomes
Now it's just
boring.
rambling.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's been rambling since
I don't
the
mind being
beginning.
the villain, but like, what are you going to get me on these days?
Right.
There was a certain point in which Grace was acting kind of crazy, and I was trying to check it in a way that like was interesting because you don't know what the fuck is going on because it is crazy. Those days are over.
Yeah. Man, if this is going to be the new content where Ben is just taking over, it is going to be hard to hate watch it. I'm not really hate watching anyway. I'm not really a hater. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. She has 1,000 roaches in her fridge. She can't bite to you and print posters. She won't function without her pills.
I don't think she could.
She's an agoraphobe.
Like,
well, yeah, she has 1,000 roaches in her fridge. She lives in squalor. Her apartment is probably nasty, dude. Where she lives.
She could get on a train. That would be really tough. The last time she tried to get on a train, she missed it and got on a later train. It's not hard to get from New Haven to Providence on a train. It's right on.
Oh yeah, like I said, tomorrow their content is gonna be about Ruby having a scene at the methadone clinic. Mark my words. You know it. I know it. That's what it's gonna be. And Grace is gonna have that stream, and she's gonna be on fire. You know, like that. They are not moving away from the drama. They can't. Like, I've been there before too. I was like, man, maybe I want to do something other than drama content because I started feeling greasy covering all this stuff, and like, what it is kind of mocking people for what's going on with their lives and stuff, and like sometimes feel like karma catches up with you and stuff, but it's like that's what it is though, and I like doing it. I like watching these people as they say wild things and do wild things.
Main line, but it would cost her more than I think she can afford. And then she'd have to get on a bus from Providence to here, which is not that hard, but like, I don't think she's like, I'm not saying she's too stupid to figure that out, but then like when she got off the bus,
what would the plan be?
What's the plan?
Yeah.
Because she knows that the only reason that or what she calls stalking thing was because she preempted it by going like, hey, guys, I'm live. They're after me. And we're like, what?
This is where I'm going. Don't come after me.
Don't follow me. And we're
That
like,
was
okay, I guess
funny.
we'll take a detour. This is funny.
The way she reacted was pretty funny.
Be like, we're not going to do that. Be like, Ruby's here.
Ruby's here. Instead of
I'm calling the cops.
staying in our safe, protected space, what we're going to do is go outside and stream our location
By
because
the
we're
way,
so scared.
I will say I engage in this. Have you dropped the 911 call?
I haven't. I have to edit it. It's hilarious.
Oh, because she reveals her name and address.
There's a lot of doxing, yeah.
Oh, wait. There is there's supposed to be a documentary on Ava's channel. Oh, man. Is this her channel? No. That's not it. I don't know her channel, dude. I don't follow these people like that. There's a trailer.
Okay, so we're gonna go in here and go shopping now.
Okay. It's premiering now.
Arabs are sort of the Arab Muslims are sort of backdooring their.
Okay. This started not too long ago. Here we go. Let's go ahead and give it a go. At Thorp TV, 6 years of insanity.
So we can get them exactly what they want. So grandma was like, you should really date my granddaughter. And I was like, I'll totally sell her a laptop.
Because he's preoccupied with fantasies and will convince himself that he is a victim here. He has a belief of being special and unique. And when you saw him, he is exploitive and arrogant. He is arrogant. This is someone that took a young woman's life.
Okay.
Could you use some sun?
On last time. It was a little much last time, so have her dress more conservatively.
All right, I like the editing. Like that. You got the little bit of the kiss and a little bit of the kick. Yeah, shout out to Ava on that one, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Mark Fusion.
Thorp World News. I think the biggest news is Ben had his court date on Wednesday, and after they had like the car stripped away by the Sturbridge police and that one cop yelling at Grace and the canine cop, there was like the legend of the canine cop, right? The worry that the canine cop was going to show up and hound, no pun intended, but like hound Ben, and then it turns out all charges dismissed. That's the perfect environment for like Thorp content, because you're gonna have like, they're gonna be riding high. They've got this big they got this big legal W.
Yeah.
And you couldn't have gotten like a better setup than having them immediately stream after in like this library setting. It's just such a cool like vibe.
Concede the point. I'm obviously right. So. Thank you, Amsterdamaged, for your 7-month membership message. Happy anniversary,
you.
Thorps. Thank you. And for the 10 euros. Thank you very much, Amsterdamaged.
Yeah, I think it's time for us
Amsterdamaged has
to...
helped me out of many a rough spot.
Might have to have
with
another
loans that I've
cigarette
always
for this
paid
one.
back. But seriously, it has helped me out when I had like $5 in the bank. So
I think it's time for us to...
shout out Amsterdamaged.
I think it's- now we've gotten our like on our heels arc over.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and there's one other thing.
Hold on one second. You see Grace there? Grace here. Grace there. Grace here. It is like so different.
Yeah.
Remaining, but I mean, it's gonna.
Well, I win with carte blanche. Carte blanche.
Oh boy, we're not going down this way again.
Thank you.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on the conversation so far? Now that you've heard a little bit of context.
You know, Reza, it's Wrestler, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Do you know one of the big heresies? I study theology. One of the big heresies in the early church was called Gnosticism, and gnosis means knowledge. And so there's this perennial thing, I think, in the West where we say, like, I have secret knowledge. It's usually a cope for people who are losers, frankly, because, you know, for Christians, it's like open, you know, love Jesus Christ, love other people. There's no secret, really, knowledge. There's no secrets that we have and we share, but these little societies grow up. And I wonder if in some ways, I mean, of course, there's knowledge, but this idea that relationships are a science that can be taught, I don't know that I believe that that's true, because there never has been, up until the manosphere, any kind of idea that there was like a one size, even, you know, Thomas Aquinas, they didn't have this idea that because relationship is one person with another unique person. I'm not sure whether there's any, I don't know, there weren't rules on parenting really, like specific.
What?
I mean,
Okay.
obviously there are things you can't do that are immoral, but then within it, I think it's more of an art than it is a science. So
Well,
I wonder if it's like a fake realm of knowledge.
The theory of love
Alexandria.
language seems
Thank
to have
you.
good support.
We're gonna just
Philosophizing with flow state. What is that cry face about? Sounds exhausting. Ben, what do you think?
Hey, what's up? Hey, I wanted to comment on what you said about weak people as opposed to bad people.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really interesting. What do you think about this? I've heard this. The opposite of love
His Japanese, yeah,
is indifference.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Because hate is like kind of backwards love.
Blah 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 blah.
Everybody loves a
backwards
villain.
love.
Everybody loves a villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, in the WWE, you know that whole like wrestling world. The problem they kept having is that the audience would always make the heel, which is supposed to be the bad guy, the hero, because the type of people who go to that, like those type of venues, they always root for the bad guy. You know what I mean? So they'd have to keep flipping it because the good guy was always seen as like a loser.
Boring.
Yeah. So I think there's something about that is interesting. And also, you know, I don't know if you know, well, I'm sure you know the story, Paul the Apostle, who was persecuting the church really hardcore, like killing Christians. Then all of a sudden,
I know, right?
He met Jesus, and he's all of a sudden like, just like, oh yeah, I fucked that up. But he didn't really like grovel and be like a pussy about it. You know what I mean? He didn't like spend like years like saying like, ugh. He just like started doing right. You know what I mean? And that's like, I think that's
I'm just checking
a
out
lot
this
of people
documentary
think, like,
too.
Christians are supposed to be these people who are just like,
I'm just like,
you know, weak and
a lot of
right
Christians
now.
manifest. A lot of Christianity manifests that way.
yeah, it has become a kind of weak.
That's a great way to subvert a population, right?
Yeah.
To give them to turn the other cheek, doctrine. Or the, what's that one verse I hate? Lean not on your own understanding.
Is that
those are tricky. I think turn the other cheek actually
Probably.
is a really good strategy. If you look at what's going on in the Middle East right now, I do think Arabs are sort of the Arab Muslims are sort of backdooring their way into Christianity by not responding to escalations.
Oh, you know the thing about Islam? No. They're backdooring their way into Christianity. That's what's going on there.
as strongly as they used to. It's actually a good strategy. They call it strategic patience, but you could call it turning the other cheek and making your enemy look like an asshole, because you know I think it's
what
you don't think it's just being ineffective? Like they ran out of missiles for a month?
No. They've got tons of missiles, but I think they're saying like the actual reality is if they hit back hard, then it escalates and no one can be blamed. Like it's harder to see who's to blame. But if you just let them keep hitting you and don't respond in kind, then it becomes obvious who the aggressor is. You know what I mean?
The state of Israel is the biggest accomplishment of the Zionist movement, which started off in the late.
Did it freeze? No, the video is still going. Wait, it's silent right now. Looking particularly Jewy in the morning.
It's been dry. The well has been dry lately. So.
Yeah, but I mean, we haven't really been bringing that great content.
Yeah, that's also true.
I think we've been.
Oh, we just saw a stream like this. It's like one of their classic. We gotta do something new stream.
Going through a transitional phase, but you guys have got to give us credit. We have consistently, when people said like, "Oh, I'm waiting for the train to crash," like everyone could tell, like the train's not going to crash now.
Yeah,
it's not.
The train's
like,
still on the rails, guys.
We're coming back up.
And so I do get that, like, well, there should be something else equally interesting, but it takes a little while.
Am I wearing the same shirt as Ben?
Hey, you should tell them, Grace.
Yeah.
6 years, because you've been telling me the last few days. You're like, that was fucking crazy, dude.
It was fucking
I
like
got short
psychotic
sleeves.
nightmare.
Years.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
Psychotic
Every
nightmare.
day, all day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really, and now it's
Sincerely.
over, but it's just like over. It isn't like we're not in the next phase.
Yeah.
So I
We
think
have
people
to be
can
gentle with
see.
ourselves.
I think people can see. Yeah. Let's start with the dieting. Talk. You keep soothing yourself.
Wow. Ben has gone Grace fat.
Speaking of which, speaking of soothing myself, can I have a cigarette? I want one. Well, go get one then, so I can take one. Look at my posture. I'm literally in streaming, sitting here like this.
Well, Grace,
Hey guys.
That posture's horrible.
You know, one thing I want to tell everybody is that you've been goofy once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. But like your whole brand is going to change because you've been like this like incredibly crazy kind of wild, vulnerable girl, right?
Mhm.
With like super parent issues and all that stuff.
Yes.
But you're
Yeah.
actually just a
Super
fat
parent
goofball.
issues, daddy issues.
You're like
boy.
a female John Candy or who was that fat guy? You know, the fat guy on Saturday Night, like Chris Farley.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Grace is a Chris Farley? Nah, Chris Farley's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully
you're
I'll
fat
kill
and
myself
goofy.
like him too.
Yeah, well. At least you contributed something to society.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Taste.
He didn't kill himself because he was fat. I'll tell you that much. Did he?
I think he overdosed.
Because he was fat?
Ben is psycho. I don't know if it was because he was fat. He was super obese. He was obese, like for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just
Chris
like
Farley
the party.
was talented at least.
Yeah.
You like the drugs.
Go have your cigarette, buddy. Bestie.
See, now I can do whatever I want.
Oh, man,
who cares
that
if you
look.
Smack a fat girl around either because she just bounces.
Boing.
Yeah.
Does Grace have diabetes? Thanks. Yeah, load it in. Everybody's been waiting. Yep, just
Man, that look she had when Ben grabbed her. Oh, that did not look good at all.
I think there's something sweet about Gracie. She was so happy to get
Daisy back.
Anthony B. Yeah. Well, maybe that's why they're doing that. To live in the van down by the river. You know, Ben does act like a motivational speaker, doesn't he? Maybe the idea is to get Grace fat enough to assume the role of Chris Farley.
Daisy back.
And I haven't really understood it, but it's like
I was
this thing of
so
living in
happy.
and people say, cry me a river. You were in hotels. Well, we were only in one nice hotel the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, they were okay.
Yeah.
But just bouncing from hotel
And it was
to
also an
hotel,
anti-drug skit.
getting Ubers,
Anti-doobie.
and having to walk places.
Yeah.
Which it was fine, but like a lot of these places, like they're not designed to be walked in, so it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Semis going by.
Yeah.
And you just feel crazy.
Yeah.
You know. So
I do not enjoy it.
I understand because I used to be like, you know, those songs about like those rock bands, and they're like another lonely night or whatever, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, hotels are the best. Are you
Talk,
kidding me?
talk,
And it's
talk,
like when
talk,
I went
talk.
to college, and you could go to this like cafeteria.
Man,
After
if I was Grace,
being
I would
put
in
through,
my
like,
life.
food life
Try
was
to.
horrible.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the best, and they're like, I miss my mom's cooking. I was like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is like heaven. You can get all this food.
What's going on with Ben's hair?
And same with hotels. After living in this psychotic experience that I had, I was like,
Yeah.
hotels are so great. You know, I like the anonymity. I like not having this fucking psychotic neighbor or
Yeah.
like other crazies. Let's just say,
Yeah.
not saying anything specific. But I think I love the fact that you're into RV living. I just think it's so exciting that you were so excited, and I was like,
I was so excited. I was
the
like, I don't wanna
flies, the smell. Now we got that. We never
Speaking
really-
of which, somebody bought me, it was on my wish list, a new RV toilet for my birthday.
Seriously?
Yeah, which is like, it was like $150.
Wow.
Which they destroyed. They have destroyed that toilet. I guarantee that.
So it should be coming.
He looks like a parrot with the hair.
Oh,
I could see that, yeah.
Where are we gonna put it?
Content.
It's like bedhead.
Fun.
Majorly.
That's gonna have to be me. You ain't put shit anywhere. It'll be good for my weight loss. Right.
Like, that's how my hair looks like in the morning.
Check your Discord DM. Okay. Oh my god. That's with the boob. Thank you. Why did I
Let me
need
see
the
that.
face
Let me
with
see that.
boob?
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. I saw them in person.
Hilarious.
It is a hilarious face.
It is
So what? Ben was checking out that lady's rack with the boob? What?
hilarious.
I don't.
That's so funny. She has to know, like, well, you got to know if you go straight in that world. Like, if you go from like Chatterbait to YouTube, people are gonna.
Hey, there's Greatest Allah Israel there. Hey, look at that. Hey.
He said he didn't buy it, but he just told me on Discord. He was like, somebody bought you the toilet that was on your wish list. And I was like, okay, thanks. And he was like, it wasn't me. So I don't know.
Well, no, because I just want to say one thing before I get this.
Camera.
Yeah. Oh, we should do a compilation of that
This is what I
cough.
wanted to talk about. Like, this is 6 years. That's a lot of days of insanity every day.
Yeah.
Since 2018, right?
Yeah.
All day, every day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year.
Yeah.
And then a few days ago, it ended. I've been basically sleeping
Both of us.
at least half the time.
Yeah.
Which gives you
I mean, they would
panic
daily
control.
stream, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
which is good. It's relaxing.
and you
Your
know,
soul
so
is
when we
relaxing.
stream, it's like, what's their stream about? Isn't that old tension?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like that was good content. I used to say while I was
They
like,
don't
"Man,
have that old tension
fucking
anymore.
idiot." I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is good content. You know, when I would
Yeah.
just rant.
Yeah.
And that's just not there anymore. But I'm sure there's really great stuff coming.
I'm
But
sure that's true.
in this transition period, it's like,
It's kind of, we're trying to find our
like,
feet.
can you imagine if we're not just lying, if we're not just bullshitting?
Yeah.
6 years of dealing with like just massive confusion,
Yeah.
and strife and stress,
Yeah.
morning till night.
Yeah.
4 years in one context, 2 years outside of that context.
Yeah. It's
And yeah,
utterly
I
exhausting.
think we got to address the source of all that.
Yeah.
I think I get what Ava's trying to do here. If Ava's trying to show that Ben is boring, she has achieved that.
Now that we're in a good place together.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I honestly say, as an entertainer,
It's sort of weird.
sucks.
It's like, yeah, it's all right.
as a human being, I couldn't be happier. It's
Yeah.
so nice.
But we're just, we don't really have
so
a plan.
nice to me. You
It's
wouldn't believe it.
way
It's like,
better.
for 6 years, it's just like, and then like last few
So
days, you're just like,
crazy.
I love you, buddy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I just keep saying, like, I think you're the best. I'm so happy to work with
Like,
you,
okay,
live with
honey,
you.
you sure?
He's like,
No, but that's the problem when people say like, you can't put a toilet in.
They're so awkward,
It's been
man.
20 years of this kind of situation where I'm being like attacked.
Yeah, yeah.
And like it's kind of like
It's so like
totally
fake
not
and played
normal,
up.
and you're not allowed to like. It's threatening to do stuff 'cause
On Grace's part.
Someone's like,
Yeah.
"Well, what are you trying to do?"
Well, I just kept
So
freaking
I've
out.
lost my. I haven't permanently lost, but I've lost my like normal faculties of
Yeah.
doing stuff and feeling
Yeah.
like, okay, you put something together. I
Right.
mean, can you imagine you put something together, like everything got destroyed.
Everything.
So like,
One living space.
and then I
after
came to
the
understand
next.
like that's just the way it happens on purpose. If I try to build something, someone else is trying to destroy it
Who shall not be?
and destroy me at the same
Mm.
time, like wreck me
Yeah.
because they find it too challenging.
The girl.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta
Episode.
rebuild me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you just got to reaccustom me to normalcy, which I think you will now
Yeah.
be able to do. And I'll just be like, okay, we're building something. Like no one's going to take it away, except we have one thing here now. Still, that's like this swirling kind of thing. And I've been trying to say, like, let's address it. Let's just address it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you can just talk forever.
Is this
And
peaceful arc
really
real?
fun.
When was your last fight? Last fight was what, 2-3 weeks ago?
This is before the kick. Because they're talking about doing their RV adventures.
I would say.
Yeah.
The last fight was when the day after Daisy broke down. 2 days after Daisy.
The girl from Panama. Okay, yeah.
I think that was like.
But the truth is, Grace,
3
we
weeks ago.
really never had any fights. Like fights.
Not
Fucking
like
asshole,
fights, but
never.
like not really like that, but like, you know, the
But
conflicts.
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Where I'm like, you're not making any sense.
Yeah.
And isn't that just great?
It is great. It is great, buddy.
You're not crazy.
No.
I'm not a meanie.
No, you're
Your relationship with me is not sick.
It's
not sick.
Dude, it's so seedy and nasty.
It's just
No.
the pay-in was just massive to get just to a place of peace. But I think we have yet to see where this like really.
Yeah, yeah.
You
It's
know
like
what I mean?
it's just like okay.
They had
We're
very
sick.
gross makeup.
It's
Is
not
everything
bad
gonna
sign.
be okay?
You know, it's like the
Dude.
hurricane's over and it's like,
We're good, right?
yeah, and then it can be really fun to rebuild. But
Not rebuild, build for the first time. There never was anything.
exactly, it was always a hurricane.
Yeah. Piggy is crazy. Is the story of the hurricane.
Oh no, she's singing. Let's change it.
What I'm saying is, you don't have to. It'll be what it'll be. You know, if people want to be here in the transition,
Yeah. Yeah.
trying different stuff, it's fun. I mean, at least it's different.
It is different, yeah.
And
Yeah, what we're watching right now is like we're just watching it right here. You know,
We're still the same people, but we're like more chill. We'll find something, I'm
Bullshit.
sure, but what are you looking for? The keys?
No, I'm saying you want to come out and have a cigarette.
No, I want to show them something. Okay.
By the way, I'm really sorry. I hope you don't take the fat thing. I think you're just a very, very
Ben doesn't shut the fuck up.
nice person.
He said Grace is a very nice person. He also said later in the RV times that Grace is the daughter of Satan.
Backtracking the fat comments as he walks out the door.
But you got something very, very now. Will it always feel that like the high when you first get the thing together? No.
No.
But that's the difference between a performer
Okay.
and someone who gets inspired singing in the shower.
That
You
we're
know what I'm
showing
saying?
Ben
You bring
all his
package
times
that
he
you can deliver
psychologically just
without
kind of like would
necessarily
just
the
dump on
inspiration.
Grace
And
all
what
this
you
stuff,
love about
psycho
it
babble
is
nonsense.
you love you learn to love the execution. You see what I'm saying? It's all the fucking notes, and then you never even tried to make it sound really good.
Man.
For you, it was just hitting the keys in the correct order.
Yeah.
And you've got to start doing that with this because there's a whole
Yeah. He did tell her to F
world
off
of
and die.
performance
Yeah.
now beyond just getting inspired, and it's developing, and you know what I mean, like and you can't, you can do whatever you want to do.
And you know it's sick too because she can't quit this man. Like she is. Oh God. She cannot escape this. Like this, she's comfortable with this.
I hear what you're saying. I believe that I should have some more discipline. I just
It's not discipline. It's not discipline. It's natural. It's natural.
well, it is discipline though. I have to like force myself to do it, even if I don't want to prove that I can.
No,
like, keep
it's
going.
not discipline, Grace, in the way that you think of discipline. Just you've been taught discipline means like doing things you don't want to do. Discipline, the word, comes from the word
oh my God.
Disciple. Yeah.
And a disciple is a person who is learning from another person. Okay, so it's not really about hardness and being tough and any of that stupid shit that like American culture teaches you discipline is. Those montages of people doing like 8,000 push-ups.
Yeah.
That's not discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline is being open to learning and being plastic and saying like, okay, instead of saying like, oh, it's not going
like what we're seeing here is Grace just being destroyed, man. Like it's like she has nothing in her. There's no fight in her.
well. I need to press end. It's saying like, okay, so something needs to open up now.
Okay.
I noticed that the calendar.
I feel like I'm
on the
going to cry.
side
I don't
seemed to have
understand why. Like
changed.
this reaction is really crazy.
I'll tell you why. And it's totally fine. The reason why is because this is very personal to you.
Do you think so?
Yeah. This golden
The
egg.
whole thing?
The reason this golden egg is so great for us is not only because you're like you could present anything. You could present copiers and you would do a great job if you were motivated to make money, which you are, right?
Yes.
Now, but the beauty of it
He
is
sits
I
like that.
told
He
you
likes to
spent
sit like a
21
gentleman.
years. Well, yeah, 21 on to your 22nd, studying this bizarre interaction that occurred in your family. And pretty much that's
This is why Courtney went insane and left.
where your focus always was. Like you took care of the little guys, but like your focus was always like, what is going on up here? Right? Because you're older.
Could you
were sort of
imagine
early adult, like
listening
old soul.
to this nonstop?
And now it's all coming to a head, but it gets blocked because it's so personal. You see what I'm saying?
Talking about hoe issues is so
If my
personal
dad
because
talked to me
I
like
don't
this,
crazy
I'd be like,
hoe.
Dad, what the fuck are you talking about?
Is that what you're
because
saying?
like Grace, to a large extent, for the last 2 years, you've been acting crazy, right? And you admit that. That's not like
Yeah, no, that's
throwing shade.
true,
That doesn't
yeah.
hurt your feelings. And I'm trying to say like all of that stuff gives you that experience that you can then, when you dissociate from it, gives you this kind of
And compare
magic
this
that you
to
bring
like her streams in
back
LA
to
when
the
she was
world
around her
by
peers.
processing it,
You know,
packaging it, and
Like-
redelivering it, even in a kind of dumb, grifty way.
it's
Yeah.
totally different.
Super chat, Chris.
Thank you for the super chat, Stephen David. $2. Thorpe Corp stays winning. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Stephen. And I can see in your eyes, you're just not seeing it.
You're saying that this is tough. Like I just feel like I'm having a crazy reaction.
Yeah.
That
But
doesn't
I'm
make
having a
much
crazy
sense.
reaction.
You're just doubting yourself. You're doubting yourself.
Yeah, but it's like really intense. Like I feel like I'm gonna cry. I don't really understand why specifically. But you're saying it's because I bet and run. You're saying it's because this is a super.
Keep the camera on. Do not let this bitch turn this camera off. It
You're
gets
saying this is
crazy now.
this is because this is personal to me.
It's hard. Look, Grace, it's really hard. Let's say someone does like, like a one-person drama, okay, about like, let's say, or a TED talk or something about their personal struggle with whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Like they were sexually assaulted and they talk about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, they might feel like, okay, especially if they were abused by someone over years,
And
like,
she
no one
can't
cares about you,
interrupt
you're
him.
not special.
If she
You're not
does,
so,
he
like,
gets
you could do
upset.
better than other people,
So
right?
she learned to just be
that's gonna,
quiet
those are gonna
and let
be
it
things
happen.
which block them from, but yet that is for an artist the best source for you
Mm-hmm.
of material,
Mhm.
your own experience.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of artists will talk about other things or do other things, you know, that are like tangential because it's easier to deal with
Yeah.
than their own shit. But it's their own shit that's going to be like the real gold mine
Mm-hmm.
because they have this experience. Now,
Does anyone know what the hell he's talking
I
about?
don't think it matters that if, you know, it's not like we're like booking time and like, you know, whatever Metro Goldwyn Mayer here.
No, yeah.
And you're kind of saying like, oh, am I losing the magic, right? I kind of felt that magic last night. Dad
I
says
guess
it's
so,
his
yeah.
golden egg, our golden egg.
Mm.
And I'm losing it for him. He said he was done, which is true. And you're going to market to me. And now we're flipped again and I'm marketing to you.
Mm.
Okay. And you want to cry and die and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you want me to put you back together. Humpty Dumpty is falling off the wall. Humpty Dumpty about to have a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men could not put that bitch back together again. And I'm going to have to when you press end stream. Which is
Not
super
doing
fun.
well.
It's super fun, and you're an adorable person. And
He
you've been
always
through a lot.
talks about this,
So,
about how
no
like
problem.
Gray
I have
Sex
no problem
crazy
doing
off
that.
off
But-
stream, but we have not seen that.
I just feel like we keep trying new things, and like I just feel like
No, we're
maybe
not
I'm
doing
just-
that. No. This is our golden egg. This is our golden egg.
Hmm.
Not, oh, I guess it didn't work out. No.
It's always these struggle sessions.
This is our golden egg. Ho Logic. Ho
We just
Academy,
watched this
Ho.
similar thing, man.
You know, this is what we're doing. This is where we've been. This is what we're up to.
Okay, yeah, self-doubt is normal.
What's that?
Yeah, yes, like self-doubt is normal. Yeah, okay.
Especially at the beginning of something.
Yeah.
And like, I get it because like
His hand is in his pants right now. He's feeling his balls while he's talking to his daughter about this stuff.
all these grifters like have that weird thing here.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
No, it's
plus
I
you
don't
also make
care.
me nervous. But I'm saying Jordan Peterson. Can you imagine if his wife was like, and I'm sure she was like, 12 rules? Like, what the fuck, dude? Clean
Mm.
your room. Like, it's so gay. It's
Yeah.
like stupid, right?
Yeah.
And you know, you
He's
got
better
to,
than
you
Jordan
gotta lean
Peterson.
into the grift, and you go like, yeah, it's a grift, of course.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I mean,
The Daily Wire,
this
Mr.
is
Shot,
going to slay the
Mr.
red pill.
Chance.
This is going, and the beauty of it is, you could say, well, how am I different than anyone else? Okay,
Yeah.
and I think the answer. Well,
Joshua Tony says, does he have a skin tag up front? Grace, do you have the removal tool?
no, but now I'm saying it's time to start being a winner instead of saying like I'm not trying
Another. Oh, now we're in November. We're in the RV.
not to be a loser.
Okay, I believe in
You
that.
took
yes.
Plan B.
Mm-hmm. And then I
One
blamed
day
myself on it.
after I said, I think you might be pregnant. With
Yes.
something very beautiful, a beautiful child of ours.
Mm.
That is
Wait,
called.
what?
We're going to name it Grift Thorpe.
I'm pregnant
And-
with a golden egg in my ass.
I'm going to deliver it out
And-
of your asshole. And it's going to be 1 million subs and $1 million. And I actually think it's totally doable. What is the fucking point of the negativity? I think what you're really looking for here is like heaven or something like that. And I think that's a problem with a lot of women. I just don't really think. I don't know.
Yes,
You've
I do
never
think it's a problem.
I don't know. Like life here on Earth involves doing things that are not always going to be exactly what you want to do at every moment.
Man,
You're
you might be
totally
onto
inspired.
something.
Like, I just think
Okay,
that's
okay. I
Now
understand.
I'm kind of wondering if these struggle sessions are really just a prelude to the daddy time as well.
horrendous thinking.
Okay, but just let me just say, like, I understand.
But you say like, well, that's just what it is. That's what you're dealing with here. And it's like, okay, well, then
No,
I'm
no,
not
nigga,
interested.
no. I just have to say that that's a bullshit. That's not true. I sat through those 6 years and it was brutal because I was like,
Sure.
I absolutely think you're the best and we're gonna get through this and we're gonna make something of our lives together.
Mhm.
And this family drama
Are
is
you
not gonna
now?
be forever.
Mhm.
And it was not heaven every day.
And I'm not so immature. Like I don't really do that kind of
No,
stuff
it wasn't
a
heaven
lot of
every
the
day,
time.
but you were able to feel
It's
like
like I don't see the difference
here.
here.
And that you need.
No, that's not even true. It was brutal. It wasn't just like victimhood every day, all day.
Right.
It is,
That
yeah.
6 years of behavior is just going to get dropped.
Yet
like
another struggle
a
session.
bag of potatoes.
The scene
And you're
changed.
never going to see it again. And I'm like,
But the
kind of saying,
content's
like,
the
yeah, I
same.
need it dropped. I can't have some of those potatoes around me.
Yeah.
It's just lethal to me and exhausts me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So that's kind of a challenge, but I think I can easily meet that challenge because I
Yeah.
agree it has to be a whole cloth thing. Otherwise, it's just you got to get the devil out of you. You can't have like a little bit of like maybe.
yes, so that was a great warm up.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good time.
Yeah.
It being a long stream, we're not like, oh my gosh, we haven't got into it.
No.
But here's maybe do you want to get right into the Ava stuff? Just to
Well, so
get
we
the
have
juices
we
flowing.
have a couple options. So the Glenn Lawrence and Andrew Wilson thing is like that's just like
Silly fun.
silly cake
Dessert.
Dessert, yeah. So we got the rest of the Ava stream where she does the sort of psychoanalysis.
Because you're saying, are you saying? Am I correct in saying that the development of the golden egg
Mhm.
as a concept
Mhm.
is what has allowed you, even though all the other stuff was kind of there,
Just
is
babble
what
about the
has allowed
golden
you
egg.
finally to drop the negativity? Isn't that your contention?
Yeah.
Still
I'm saying, like,
talking about
it's
this
a- it's a
stuff
mix
over
of
and over
that
again.
and also saying like, well, yeah. I
Well,
mean,
because if I understand this right,
Mm.
the 6
And she
years.
was about to say something, but he cut her off.
Because what we said a couple of weeks ago, you said like after the 6 years, you said like I'm good with you. I don't know
Yes.
what I was thinking, and I want to be friends.
Yes.
But then you still, but then my criticism was like, so yeah, but like, so where's the payoff here? Just like that's
Exactly.
over, that's it.
Right,
It's just
right.
over, and now we're going to pivot to something else. And then this golden goose thing, this golden egg thing,
Yeah.
allows you to say like, actually, that was perfect.
It makes sense of the past 6 years.
Every bit of experience within those 6 years it was like golden sort of mining.
Mhm.
Every frustration, every self-frustration has allowed me to be like the perfect, like we use the analogy of 6 years, right? It's like 4-year undergraduate degree
Mhm.
when it was the 3 of us,
Yep.
and then a 2-year graduate degree when it was just the 2 of us. And so you're a master of hoology.
I believe that is true. I believe that is true.
And
that
that's a
makes
very
sense.
valuable asset
Yes.
because you studied it 24 hours a day,
Mhm.
both in someone else
Hoology?
and in yourself,
What? Grace is a master of hoology now.
which is really important.
Mhm.
However, the contention of the problem with that would be like, okay, well, but you've also been doing this for 6 years, and that's what my people want to present to you as like a kind of foil.
Mm.
So,
Well, I would suggest, in order for me to make this case to you, that like, I'm not sure if I have all of it worked out, but I
Mhm.
think that the way to make the case to you is to say like, okay, I have seen everything negatively. I've sort of seen my life as like this big burden of this like trauma with this crazy family thing that happened.
Mhm.
And like now we have the extra burden of rebuilding our life, even though like we got to a good point so that
Mm.
like I'm good with you and
Mhm.
we're friends instead
Yeah.
of like having this endless conflict. That's how I've been thinking about it. Like,
yeah.
there's all these messes that need to be cleaned up.
Mhm.
It's like these struggle sessions are just cope sessions over their freaking conflict that they have with one another. And the reason why they have this conflict is because she hates him. But she loves him at the same time. Does that make sense? Like it's all she knows. She can't imagine her life without her dad. And I don't mean that in like, the normal way. Good night, PDL.
And, that kind of sucks because we got screwed over on top of having 6 years of.
Thanks for hanging out in the chat,
hard-
PDL.
Right. I
tough
remember you saying like, if
experiences.
God was really loving, what he would do is now give me a couple of years to recover and
Right.
then the messes. Whereas like tomorrow morning we have something to address that I can't specify for legal reasons.
Right. So I was kind of like, okay, well, we're screwed legally, we're screwed financially, we're screwed in terms of housing. The only thing we have left is like, I think a solid relationship.
Does that sound like a plane is falling out of the sky?
According to her, I don't know. I don't.
But Jesse Lee Peterson is always like, so what? Oh, my dad beat me. So what?
Yeah.
Right.
it's
He's
true.
always like, so what? I don't see that as being that important.
It's true.
I don't care about your trauma and your bullshit. It really wasn't about you.
Mm.
He's like basically saying it's not possible for fathers to reject their kids. It's usually some shit that's
What?
going on between them
What?
and your mother.
Yeah.
And I think he's right about that.
Yeah.
I think he's right about that because I know in my experience,
Jesse Lee Peterson,
I was absolutely
the great
thrilled
philosopher.
when you came along and you were like, you were like semi. I don't know. I mean, you were kind of like.
I was like, I would say I was less.
And I was like,
not really a hoe, but I was kind of like autistic, I guess.
just the
I mean,
nature. of
dads walk
giving,
out on their kids all the time.
Whatever.
We keep inching off the screen.
Having a certain freshness of spirit, it's like very appealing as like a new, like as hopeful, right? As opposed to something that's died and is rotting up the house with this other person. You know what I mean?
Are you with me? And what he's doing is romancing, but she's taking
Hey,
it
is that
wrongly
Stinky
because of the
Brew?
way society is nowadays, and says that no one can ring you more
Who's
than
that
3
guy?
times. Well, I'm not being funny, bro. If I couldn't ring someone more than 3 times, I wouldn't have my wife now, and I wouldn't have my child. Because I rang her more than 3 times when I got pissed up one night and fucking fell asleep drunk. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, babe, I'm sorry. And she wouldn't answer the first time, and then I rang again. She wouldn't answer the next time, and then I rang again, and then she answered, and I went, listen, I'm so sorry for what happened. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So if 3 calls make it stalk, then I'm a fucking stalker.
No, right.
And
In every movie that women watch is about a guy who says no and I can't do it, and then he turns around the last minute, right? And he's
Not anymore.
irrepressible.
Not anymore, Ben. Not anymore, Ben.
Yeah, but
No,
still, that's
not
how they
anymore.
work. You can't
The way
change
it works nowadays is the woman always gets her own back on the man. It doesn't work like that anymore. There's nowhere You've Got Mail. There's nowhere Sleepless in Seattle. It doesn't work like that anymore. Now what it is it's Ghostbusters where you've got fucking women going, we can do it better than men. That's the way life is nowadays.
No, you know what? Actually, can I tell you something that's true? And I'll defer this to Grace. Young girls.
I've moved the laptop and all sorts here, look. I've moved it. I'm getting that.
When you
getting
say
that
the thing about the knife to the throat, like
Yeah.
Grace's generation of girls are actually more receptive to that than you would think.
What?
Yeah.
Grace,
A lot of people are. I'm not being funny about
Yeah,
Grace,
but
but
it's not, like,
I'm not saying that
socially
literally. I'm not saying that literally, but like
they like the
they-
forcefulness. Yeah.
in a
yeah.
certain way, because the old stuff is seen as
It's a
wrong.
forcefulness.
It's like
I know it,
amped
mate.
up.
I've done it. Mate, I've done it before. I've had sex with one girl who just lies there like a fucking sack of spuds. And then I've had sex with one girl who's like, fucking strangle me. And you're grabbing him. It's
Right,
like
right.
you're in fucking WrestleMania. You know what I mean? You're like, fucking, do you
Because-
want to finish
because
it?
in a certain-
Do you know what I mean?
In a certain
It's-
way, the appetite is repressed because people don't express it anymore, and then it becomes like
because people can't
really
express it anymore.
extreme.
People can't express it anymore.
You like self-actualize or something. I don't know what the fuck. It doesn't make sense.
But can I just make one point?
That's
also? When I was talking with Matt, I realized that what I'm
Grossly?
actually like, I'm not advising this, but what I'm saying is, I think the logic here is the logic of escalation.
The logic with him pursuing Ruby.
Yeah.
What's the escalation? She's
Well,
gonna
I can't.
escalate?
I wouldn't say that. But what I'm saying is that the logic here is the logic of escalation, not de-escalation. But
His logic in pursuing
in other words,
her.
what I'm saying is like females, right? So females pretend to be princesses.
That was a moment where Grace realized, wait, Ben, you're saying something stupid. What are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Yeah.
But they actually are horny bitches, right?
Mhm.
Who love masculinity.
Yeah.
Okay. And like in olden times, that variation wasn't that much, but you'd be like, hee hee hee, and then you'd be like, okay, yeah, like right.
Sure.
But then with feminism, it became more exaggerated because you couldn't like I think women of old would have said like to like a not that old, but like people would say it would be commonplace within women to say like, oh, I sure I like nice men, but like Sean Connery, right, or Han Solo, or like Clint Eastwood. Like obviously they were gonna say like these men turn me on,
Mhm.
and I don't really care. Like we own it. We like masculine men.
Mhm.
Now you can't say that, right? Like with Trump derangement syndrome, all this stuff. You can't. Donald Trump is not like sexually. He's the guy's like 80
What?
years old, but still, like
Yeah.
you can't even say that about Donald Trump, let alone me, right?
I don't think not liking masculine men has anything to do with Donald Trump, but okay.
Okay, or like whatever the guy is.
Mhm.
So, but you have this repressed, so you now have to really be princessy all the time,
Mhm.
and then now you're fantasizing about actual like serial killers,
Mhm.
which back in the day it was like I don't think it was a thing, because it's. Do you see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you
Well, back in the day, that's when serial killers were at the height, at their peak, and the women would some women would be yeah. I mean they would flock towards serial killers because yeah. I mean they see them as strong men. Yeah. Kind of wild how that works.
Press something, you force it to become more extreme.
I see that.
So when a woman is saying like, oh my God, you're afraid, I'm afraid of you, what she really is saying, take me, don't ask. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do see that.
Like if you really get the logic, I'm saying like, the more it's like, oh my God, don't you dare. Like if there's the chemistry there and it's not just like, because what it would be is like constantly kind of saying like, don't you dare, hey, right in your face, like these women that do that to me. What they're really asking me to do is go full caveman with them, hunt them down, and etc. I'm not interested in that.
That's
like I get that that's what they're looking.
All right.
I see what you're saying, but
because you can't. Feminism says like, oh, we've changed.
You just got to
nature.
You just got to take them.
Safety. Anyone believe that? No.
Got to claim them, take them.
Right. But like we all have to pretend this, right? So, or maybe you're going to go to jail, or maybe you're going to have the best lay of your life, and everyone knows it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's been bifurcated.
And I didn't realize this documentary was going to be this
all the
dense
fascination
of struggle
danger,
sessions.
Werewolves, Dracula.
I might have said, I'm good,
right?
man.
And they'll even
Honestly,
sign up to be killed
at this
by a man.
point,
There was a woman who signed
I'm like benned out at the moment.
And there were many women behind her saying, like, I want BDSM. Who wants BDSM?
Oh, we're stuck in this scene for a while.
What are the movies about BDSM for? Women.
I'm skipping ahead.
Right. But then,
We're
but
still
then
here.
but then your advice would be like Mr. Stinky Brew said,
We're catching up.
like a bubble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously that was
I caught up to the documentary.
I mean, so those things are not historically, those are not historical.
Boy, this would be a long
accurate.
song.
Obviously the point of Noah's Ark is not about like teaching us how the atmosphere works, but giving us this very strange story about how God should kind of wreck the whole thing because of our sin, but is incredibly generous and merciful, and will never do that again to us.
I'm tapping out on this documentary, guys. I'm tapping out on this documentary. I will tell you why. I will tell you why right now. Like, shout out to Ava G for doing this. It must have taken a lot of time for her to put this together. But man, is this a hard watch. Like, because you're just listening to Ben nonstop. Just babble in, babble. Just, it is hard to watch. I couldn't even have it on as background. I couldn't. Like, because I'm good. I'm good. I am good. I'm good on that. Like, am I the only one who thinks that? Yes, we know that Ben Thorpe has subjected Grace to a lot of these struggle session nonsense. I think the later struggle sessions in the RV, the one time when she was trying to like clap back, that was good. But she really doesn't really do that though. Wow. That was that's a doozy. That's a doozy here. All right. All right, gentlemen. I'm going to wrap up this stream here. Yeah, so pretty much just keeping up with the Thorps. We got a little bit of what they're doing now. They are back streaming after their days off. And they said they're going to do something new, but I guarantee you tomorrow they're going to be back at drama. And like nothing changed. And they're going to go through the same cycles. You're going to see the tension between them. There's going to be some fighting. And it's going to be the same as always. That's it. A blind man could see that prediction. A blind man could see that, you know? All right, with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Who's still here? I'd be surprised if anyone. 14 people watching? All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. With that said, we're going to wrap up here now. Y'all take it easy and have a good one.